Capital One Arena. Inauguration Day on January 20th will begin with a service at St. John's Church and tea at the White House. Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in at noon Eastern. President-elect Trump is doubling down on his promise to try to end New York City's congestion pricing plan. Natalie Migliori reports.
Drivers aren't sure President-elect Trump's effort to end the toll to enter below Manhattan's 60th Street will work.
I think he's got bigger problems than worrying about New York City. So I don't think he'll do anything for it.
He'll try. I know Governor Hochul will fight him on it. That's why she rushed to get it in before he took office.
It comes after Republican lawmakers from New York and New Jersey met with Trump over the weekend, some of them talking about the toll. Meantime, in a lawsuit launched by Hempstead on Long Island, New York and the Federal Highway Administration have this week to answer environmental concerns. I'm Natalie Migliori.
Tsunami warnings have ended in Japan after an earthquake rattled the southwestern part of the country today. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center said a 6.6 earthquake hit the island of Kyushu. It happened just after 9 p.m. local time. The quake triggered tsunami warnings with waves as high as 3.2 feet reaching coasts. It's not yet known the extent of the damage caused by the earthquake. The Lakers and Clippers are expected to resume playing home games today as crews are still battling the Southern California wildfires. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick and his family lost their home in the Palisades fire. His team is set to host the San Antonio Spurs, while the Clippers will take on the Miami Heat, with both games set to tip off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What? No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up. See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
2 people are dead after several stabbings over the weekend in Denver's 16th Street Mall area. There were 3 stabbings Saturday evening within a several-block radius. A woman died as a result of one of the stabbings. She's been identified as a Phoenix-based flight attendant for American Airlines. There was another deadly stabbing last night on 16th and Market. Police Chief Ron Thomas.
These appear to be unprovoked attacks.
Police say a man has been arrested in connection with the stabbings. Several nonprofits are suing Palmer Lake officials over plans to annex land for a proposed Buc-ee's convenience store. The lawsuit alleges improper land annexation, free speech restrictions, and violations of open meeting laws. Integrity Matters, Westside Watch, and other groups argue the process lacks transparency and raises fire safety and water usage concerns. Palmer Lake officials maintain the annexation process was legal and included public input. The lawsuit seeks to void the land's eligibility for annexation. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're still struggling a little bit up north, I-25 southbound. It looked like another crash, this one closer to Thornton Parkway. I'm not seeing a lane block, but it is tied up right now from, it looks like about 120th heading down through that stretch. We're continuing to try to find out if we do actually have a crash there, but definite delays. 270 is a little slow up through Vasquez. I-70 westbound stock show traffic near Brighton, and I-25 south coming into downtown. I-70 in the foothills back to normal now. Rock scaling underway from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the bottom of Floyd Hill. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
This is Dan Kaplis. Car crashes are a form of violence. Car crashes instantly shatter innocent lives. Our firm has a historically great record of achieving economic justice for the victims of motor vehicle crashes. We accept righteous motor vehicle crash cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need my help, please call 303-770-5551 or hit dancaplislaw.com. That's Dan, C-A-P-L-I-S law.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
You have our word will treat you right at Done Right Home Improvements. DRHI.com.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. That's green. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. What's happening in your life? How can we help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier? That's what we want to do here on the Troubleshooter Show. Hey, is Marc Mager there?
What's up?
Hey, brother Mark. Okay, everything's cool. Just wanted to check in, make sure you're there. I'll pull up your picture here in a minute and see what you're doing. Oh, you got the studio cam up. I can see Ugly Bo over there. Okay. So, sorry, Bo. You got it a little skewed away from Doc, but I imagine that was on purpose. But who knows? I might be able to.
Yes, it was.
I might be able to move that. Why don't you move it over to the Kelly so you can get less of nothing behind Bo and a little of Doc's profile so the women know where to tune in for him. And just rotate that over. It would be good if you could pan it. I would say standing behind it, pan to the left. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-825. I'll bring them up in a minute. And we are here as we are every day solving problems. Now, I'm going to tell you, as with everything in life, my God, I've said it before, everything in life has become political. These fires, oh God, I feel so sorry for people. Oh man, I can't imagine the pain and misery people are going through right now. Does it belong in the political realm? Were there mistakes made?
Ton of them.
What's that, Mark?
A ton of mistakes were made. How do you work on the same reservoir forever and it's empty?
Yeah.
How do you cut the fire budget by $17.5 million in California?
Yeah, pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Anyway, so folks,
did you guys hear what Russ put on? What was on the radio?
Ross.
With what Ryan that soundbite that Ryan played on Friday about the fire chief saying, wouldn't you want somebody that looks like you to come in and rescue you in a fire rather than somebody who can actually lift and carry you? That was just unbelievable to me.
I know. That was so, I don't even understand what the fire chief was getting at. Do you? I mean, do you really? I mean,
well, that if somebody comes into your house, you're more likely to go with them if they look like you, which is an absolutely absurd statement.
I will go with anyone who wants to save me for anything, and that goes for first aid, first responding, surgeons, doctors, nurses, mechanics. Why? Let me ask this, and seriously, please call with consumer problems, questions, and complaints. I swear to God, though, this has become a ubiquitous part of our life, so we have to discuss it. I don't have an agenda here, but here's what I want to know. Why is it, and let's just face it, it is the liberal agenda. Why do they highlight differences to begin with? They're the ones that are making divisions among us. It's not a fireman, it's a black fireman or Hispanic fireman or a white fireman or a white police officer or a black police. I mean, why can't we just have firefighters and police officers and people who love people, and they come in all shapes and sizes? Why is it that liberals have to highlight the differences among us? Are they afraid that if we don't do that, they won't have a power base anymore by tapping into that envy and that feeling of being left out? What is it? Now, you might say, well, yeah, sure, Tom, for a white guy, you can sit there and say that all you want. You haven't had to live through this. Well, I am sure there were challenges, and there still are for people, because there are some people who are stupid. But for the most part, why do we still keep highlighting differences? And we're being preached to. Another thing, I would like to one time, I don't know if I tuned into this open camera, kind of like a C-SPAN in the Oval Office. I didn't even know they had it, but it seemed pretty candid. And it was President Biden being updated on the fire. And the mayor of Los Angeles was on the phone along with, I believe, the governor. And they were totally getting away from the fire aspect of the fire and the water aspect and the response aspect. And they kept saying, this is what a climate emergency looks like. It's all climate change. A climate emergency. It's not a fire. When we have freezes, it's not a freeze. When we have warm spells, it's not a warm spell. When we have blizzards, it's not a blizzard. When we have floods or fires or anything, they're all climate emergencies, not even climate instances or events or climate catastrophes, but climate emergencies brought on by man. How arrogant are we to believe that we can change nature? I mean, look, I don't think we should destroy our earth, and we should do everything we can to cherish it and to be good stewards. But everything in the world, everything has turned political. Everything. When we had the pandemic, it was political. The forest fires are political. Climate is political. If we are undergoing climate change, is it our doing? Can we change it? Can we really change it? When one volcanic eruption can undo everything we have ever done since 100 years, for 100 years, what can we do? I'm not making fun of people. I'm truly asking questions. I'm so tired of people being angry at each other and not truly being able to just answer questions and discuss things. And, look, how many billions of people are on Earth right now? And I know we like talking about cow farts and cow burps, but people fart and burp too. I mean, ultimately, I think the environmental message from wackos are, do away with life on Earth and the Earth will be fine. There won't be any life, but the Earth will be fine. Truly, if you harnessed every single emission that was ever put out since the dawn of the industrial age, every single one of them, it doesn't amount to what you think it does. I want you to just do that on your own. I'm not going to bore you with volumetrics. Volumetrics, there's basically...
Well, it sure doesn't equal a big... It sure doesn't equal a big volcano, or it doesn't equal an asteroid hitting the planet like it did millions of years ago.
Now, by the way, when Doc was talking on his mic, he sounded normal, but I don't know what's going on at the studio with your mic, Mark, but it sounded a little processed. And again, Doc sounded fine. Bo, say hello to me.
Hello, Tom, and the listeners out there today.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good Monday.
Okay. So anyway, so what
I hear your echo big time.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on because I don't have one here. But anyway, your mic seemed to be the one that was doing it, but who knows? 303. I'm getting really solid, good readings here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Do we have John Fuller on board today? Is he? I know he's not in the studio. Is he on board?
No, he wasn't feeling good.
Okay, so we won't have John, our personal injury attorney. Let's take a quick break. And really what I'd like to do is focus on problems, questions, and complaints, especially starting out the year and doing it the right way and what we should do and what we shouldn't do to make our lives just a little easier. I mean, really, there's so much we can do in this coming year. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net, the absolute best water systems at the lowest prices. And man, the offers this year are just incredible. He didn't extend the year end, but what he did was something almost as good. He has a whole house system for softening and conditioning with drinking water and everything. Just man, it's around $3,000, a little over $3,000. Just trust me when I tell you this. Paul will do the best to get you the best system at the lowest prices ever. And that's waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Let me get that special real quick here. $24.95 a whole house smart computer water system, $36.95 for a whole house with forever chemical protection. Plus you can get a reverse osmosis drinking water system. They're unbelievable prices. 303-862-5554.
Yep.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
You know, I've said this and I keep saying it. There's no one size fits all when it comes to investing, when it comes to protecting yourself, when it comes to growing a nest egg, when it comes to retirement, when it comes to anything. And I have two examples of that right now, starting with Joe Ciano. Joe Ciano is a financial planner, and he talks to people as they're getting older, getting into their senior years, when they want less risk, when they want more security, when they want income. Joe?
That is right, Tom. You know, right now, I believe that people are really concerned about outliving their retirement income when they get to be in their retirement years. They fear that more than death. Can you believe that? There was a study done that people fear running out of money at retirement more than death. And our guaranteed pension account or annuity will provide them a guaranteed income for the rest of their life that they will never be able to outlive. And this is the peace of mind that people are looking for during these times and at retirement. You know, the annuity that we have is actually available to people that have 401ks, IRAs, investment accounts that don't want to lose any money in the stock market. People that are conservative in nature will benefit from this annuity. It will give them not only the guaranteed income for life, but it will also give them a bonus right up front, a 15% bonus. I mean, that's free money, Tom. So if somebody were to transfer $1 million, let's say, in their 401k into this annuity, they will get $150,000 day one to start working for them. Now, this will make up for any losses.
Yeah. And
they could have made on the stock market.
Let me just say this. Consult with Joe. Think about it. As you get older, as your time horizon is shorter, as your goals start becoming more of guarantees and incomes. 303 779-6600. MyMoneyMyWay.com is the website. 303-779-6600. Now, speaking of investments, let's talk about Vestura Turnkey. That's Barry Miller, an esteemed real estate broker who actually invented buyer brokerage years ago, and he developed that. And now he's doing something. He's turning people into landlords, if they want to be, without the conventional hassle or risk. He identifies properties for you to buy. He helps you buy them and tells you when to sell them. And in between has management companies to take care of the day-to-day rentals. It's without the conventional hassles. They're not pooled investments. They instruct and help each individual investor with them. All you have to do is call and find out more, and that's VesteraTurnkey.com. And one of the best is MyBiggestReturn.com is an easy way to get through it. MyBiggestReturn.com. And here's a number, 303-888-3788.
Thank you. Well, you didn't have to ride the pony.
I didn't get a chance to tell you.
Get what I had to do for the Elks.
Maybe I did.
Good watch. They didn't have gambling there.
Adam got a job.
Things looking pretty good.
That's great. Something kind of good?
VP of Revenue Operations at Hart Hanks.
At who?
Hart Hanks. It's a marketing firm.
Right on.
Yeah, it's really good news, Kelly.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
You hear, right? Oh, offline?
Okay.
It's been a long time. 9 months.
He should take some time off.
Yeah.
You know,
off and celebrate.
He should go on a sabbatical.
Well, no, he starts January 21st, so he doesn't have that much time to take off, but he is using the time to go and get a massage today.
Nice.
So
love you a long time.
Yeah, happy ending kind of thing, or what?
Might as well.
I don't think so, but thank you
But
for
how
bringing
would you
that
ever
up.
know?
I won't.
Okay.
I don't.
That should be mandatory. Should be
Why?
part of the deal.
Well, Shannon always
I've never.
has.
Why I've never. I don't even know where the hell, how the...
Ooh, a phone call.
He prefers the old glory hole at the truck stop.
You know, I had one massage in my entire life, and I hated it.
I love a good deep massage.
I don't
hate
like people
massages,
touching
too.
me.
Nope, yeah, I'm with you, Doc. Never liked it.
I always thought you two had a lot in common.
You know, somebody bought me one as a gift, so I went and used it, but I just said never again.
Really? Really? Huh.
Yep. I don't want a stranger, touching all those, just touching my body.
Right? I'm with you, man. It actually stresses me out.
Really? Wow.
Okay.
Here we go.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. I want to talk to Deputy D with me here about an issue going on. So I'm going to go, and Deputy, I'm going to use your camera as well. So go. What is the case? What does it have to do with?
You may recall that.
Hold on, let me get your mic on. Go ahead, sir.
You may recall that a few weeks ago, just before our Christmas break, a lady named Kalia called us about a flooded condo that's kind of over near Iliff, and it's over there near Iliff. And
How did it flood?
Parker. Well, so about 2.5 years ago, after a period of very heavy August rain, her condo flooded.
Yeah.
Presumably from a faulty roof.
And I'm looking up the case. What was her name?
Kalia.
Okay.
Kahlea.
Okay, Kalia.
Yeah, and I can get you the...
That's okay.
Yeah.
Kalia.
So anyway, her insurance, so she made an insurance claim. Her insurance company came in and they had a company tear out the entire interior of the unit. You may recall, I went there that Friday. That was the case that I went on a little field trip. I wasn't prepared to see the disaster that unfolded before my eyes. I walked into this condo. It's literally a concrete box, concrete floors, walls, and ceiling, and studs where walls used to be. And they did that to get the place dried out and get it ready to be rebuilt. However, it's still wet. There's still water coming in. 2.5
So
years
her
later.
insurance can't finish the inside.
That's right. And there were 4 leak detectors on site. There were representatives from the HOA, and there was some guy from an insurance company when we were there. And 2 leak detectors, which she had hired herself, identified holes in the roof. She lives on the ground floor, or used to live on the ground floor of a 2-story condo.
Where does she live now, by the way?
Well, that's another part of the problem. The insurance company paid for her to rent an apartment for 2 years, but a few months ago, that benefit ran out. So now she's paying for an apartment on her own. She's paying a mortgage payment, she's paying the HOA dues, and all of her other living expenses. And there are holes. The 2 leak detectors that she hired found holes in the roof. One of them, a couple of weeks ago, went up there with a hose, turned on the hose, and then observed water coming down her walls in her unit. The position of the 2 leak detectors that the association hired and the position of the association is the roof isn't leaking. We don't know where the water is coming from.
Well, but it's their problem.
Well, I agree it's their problem, but that doesn't mean that they did anything about it. And so far, it appears that they have taken absolutely no steps to actually fix the problem. Now, because they disclaim any responsibility for it, their position is absurd.
Well, their position is, yeah, it's leaking, but we don't know where.
In the meantime, oh, and by the way, they haven't even made an attempt to inspect the unit above her, the only unit above her, which, by the way, according to Kalia, is also experiencing ongoing flooding to this day, to the extent that the resident of that unit had to buy a dehumidifier and dump it out every once in a while because that unit is constantly wet.
So when did this call come in?
So this came in, I want to say it was the week before we took our Christmas break. So that would be.
And was I on the show? Yeah.
Yeah, it was you and I here. She called. You couldn't believe what she had to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the damn call. I can't find it. But
so I can.
Well, where does it stand right now?
Well, here's where it stands. She is out of money. She is broke. The HOA won't fix. So far, it hasn't fixed or taken any steps or even indicated they're going to fix the leak. They are now sending her delinquency notices because...
Oh, I have it, Kalia, right here.
Yeah.
December 16th.
That's it. So now she's broke. The association is sending her delinquency notices because she's just making way too many monthly payments. So...
They acknowledge a problem, but they're not doing anything.
But they acknowledge that there's water in there, but they deny responsibility for that.
Okay, then...
So what do we do? I mean, this is a dreadful position to be in. She's without a home. She's broke. She's without money. She's working 3 jobs in an attempt to make all these payments.
I don't know. I may want to call Brad, but is this truly a real estate issue? I don't know. Brad O'Brien, should we call him?
Well, I think there are 2 reasons it's a real estate problem. One is, what can she do to make the association plug the leak?
Yeah.
The other question I have is, I've never heard of this, but after all these years, is there a way to make the insurance company just declare the unit a total loss, pay her whatever the fair market value?
Okay, let's get 2 people on for this. Kachina, if you're listening, and Mark, you can make sure she doesn't have the mimosas in hand since you're there. But
I'm already on my 4th. It's all good.
Okay, we're going to get Matt on from Paragon Services, Matt Stanford.
Okay.
And then I would like to get Brad O'Brien.
Brad? Okay.
Let's just see what they have to say. But the leak detectors that were there, what did they say?
Well, the 2 detectors that are working for the HOA and for their insurance company claim the roof isn't leaking. However, the 2 detectives that she hired not only took pictures of holes, it's a flat roof with a membrane on it. They not only have photos of the holes in the membrane, one of them told me in person that the roof is a mess. And furthermore, one of them went up there about a week and a half ago, took the hose with him, and caused the leak in her unit just by turning the hose on the roof.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, I am so put off by people who are shirking responsibility for people. That's the thing a lot of these have in common. You know, sometimes we have consumers that are off base, but now we have a consumer who's done nothing wrong. The leak detector says there's a leak. Okay. Now stop the leak. Did the HOA actually say to you there's nothing we can do?
They wouldn't talk to me, but they talked to her. And not only will they not release to her the reports from their leak detectors, they claim in their conversations with her, hey, our detector said the roof is fine. It's not leaking. We don't know where the water is coming from, period.
Well,
so it's at a standstill, but it's like everybody is waiting her out. Like she just doesn't have the resources left to fight them anymore. She doesn't know where to turn. She doesn't know what the next step
What's
is.
the name of this place?
I actually don't know. I mean, it's somewhere in my notes, but
Well, let's find out.
I can find out.
I mean, this is crazy.
Dimitri, it's Bo. I have a question.
Hi, Bo.
Hi, Dimitri. Hey, can this lady just pay one of our roofers on the referral list to just plug up the leaks?
Maybe it's not coming from her roof.
Well, it's coming from the roof, according to her leak detector. He went up there a few days ago with a hose, turned on the hose, went down to her unit, and saw water coming down the walls.
But their leak detector said they won't let him see it.
Their leak, the HOA's leak detector, wouldn't take a hose up there. He just went up on the roof, looked at it, and said, oh, no, the roof is fine. There are no leaks in the roof. But
are there leaks going on in other condo units?
Yeah, there's only one condo unit above her. It's a 2-story building. The condo above her is also constantly getting flooded. It's wet. And by the way, Tom, it's even worse now than it was back then, because when I walked into the unit a few weeks ago, the stench of mold and mildew was overpowering. It was like a 500-year-old crypt in there. We walked out.
Wow.
The walls have mold, the studs have mold, the ceiling has mold. Yeah, and the insurance company also denied her recent claim for mold mitigation.
Oh my God. We got to talk to Brad. We got to talk to Matt. That's all there is to it. We have to take this quick break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, K&H Home Solutions, for your siding, windows, doors, and more, K&H has what you're looking for. The new Alpine window made right here in Colorado for Colorado with the ultimate thermal energy. They're great people. All of their products will help you, whether it's for energy efficiency or for beauty, or both, of course. That's K&H Home Solutions, one of the oldest home improvement companies in Colorado, 303-421-7100.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're still in pretty good shape out here. Federal in Mississippi on a crash that just popped up a few minutes ago. Pena has been running a little heavy coming into the airport. Not a real big delay. We had what appeared to be maybe some police activity near 56, but it looks better there. 270, just slight slowing, and I-25 south coming into downtown, a little sluggish through Spear. Still seeing delays up Clear Creek Canyon, basically west of Golden on US 6. That's construction work. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
DiscountBath.com. That's a valuable website for you, whether you're thinking about a project now or in the near future. Because DiscountBath.com will let you upload some video, and they'll give you prices on the phone or on your email without having to come to your home. And I love the words Discount Bath because they do discounts even on premier baths. They can also do shower conversions at a flat price of $9,888, under 10 grand. They're good people. You should check them out. DiscountBath.com. What you do is fill out some information, then they send you a link. Then you upload the video. Now, they can do complete baths. They can do expanded baths, changing baths. They can do maybe where it's roughed in the basement, master baths. They even can do kitchens. But check them out. Start here. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322.
Cute.
Thank you, bro. Hey, Kelly. Can you move that camera over just a skosh?
Okay.
Yeah, because he's not in there now, so you can. Yep.
I don't know. I just think a skosh.
Yeah, you got it. She's
how's
on her way.
How's my new monitor look?
What does that mean?
Oh, shut up. I'm not going to beg for
I like it, Tom. It's pretty cool.
What's that?
The new monitor.
The background.
Oh, I didn't see it. What is
the
it?
background scene?
What is it? Just bigger?
It looks bigger and they have looks like it's in the stars. Looks like something. From
No,
Star
it's a
Wars.
totally giant one.
Did you move the desk back too?
Not really, no.
Can you see where the thing's pointed now? Kelly is.
And I had a professional light it. I did.
And Mark, we set up a much tighter shot on Tom too. That's why he's so much bigger.
We want to see my nose hairs.
Bigger and bolder.
And so when and also, yeah. Then we had the Speedo shot, the Speedo cam coming up. Just so I can do the Speedo shot soon. I don't want to make people sick, but.
I think I should withhold the condo name so we don't cause a real estate crash over there.
Well,
unless you want
me, but that's a good thing, maybe, no?
Well, could wreck some sales.
I think you should, Dimitri. Let's expose these people. This is terrible.
Well, let's do it.
This
only
condo
when
sounds like it's ruined.
Let's do it. Oh, it's completely ruined. It's gutted. Oh, and by the way, the
Sounds like it's not livable.
Well, there's nothing to live in. It's a concrete box, and Bo, they haven't even paid her for her personal belongings that were lost in the flood that she had to throw away. So Farmers hasn't stepped up. The association hasn't stepped up, and our
insurance company's not stepping up either, right?
Yeah,
They're
that's
not,
Farmers. Yeah, that's Farmers Insurance.
Oh, Farmers?
Farmers, yeah. And
she can't even sell it, huh?
No, it's a concrete box. All the walls.
Hey, Mark, can you talk if I take a little short break here? I got to do something. Mark, can you?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. Open up
Yeah,
the next
I don't care.
Okay.
Sag it up.
Why did we have Wise O'Brien on?
Oh, Mark, it's because I've been updating this very troubling case about a lady whose condo is completely destroyed by water, and the association hasn't fixed the leak. We discussed it.
Bill
just before
Bryan
the break.
was on before regarding this case.
He was? I've never talked to Brian about this.
I think so.
We tried to get a hold of him when Mark and I discussed this case about a week and a half ago, but it was towards the end of the show, and we never got a hold of Brad that day. We haven't discussed it with him yet.
I wasn't paying attention. He did get his spots in. Is that correct? All right, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. Honestly, this is the best time to call right now. 303-Martino, and I say this all the time. Listen to me. That number works on and off the air. You can call us anytime. Leave a message if we don't answer, and one of us is going to reach back out to see if we can help you. 303-713-8255. Now, help help@troubleshooter.com also works all the time. Let's get these phone lines filled. 303-713-8255. Hey, I'm sorry, Dimitri, why is Brad O'Brien on? What were you going to ask him about this condo? And then looks like Brenda, I promise I'll come to you. Tony, hang tight. 2 lines open. 303 Martino. But what was that about, Dimitri?
Well, Mark, it's a desperate situation that this lady named Kalia found herself in.
Yeah, but I get this situation. What exactly were we going to ask Brad O'Brien? And I brought him up, by the way.
I have two questions for him. One is, how does she go about forcing the association to actually fix the roof and stop the leak so that her insurance company can rebuild her condo and she can move back in?
Yeah, so Brad O'Brien... Go ahead.
The second question I have is whether it's even possible to make the insurance company, in this case it's Farmers, just declare the unit a total loss and pay her out the fair market value of it 2.5 years ago so she can go on with her life.
Well, I don't think it works that way because the condo itself, I mean, the only thing Brad O'Brien in general, the only thing she's going to insure is the drywall in. Is that correct in most cases? So if you talk about a total loss on a condo, I mean, the total loss wouldn't actually be the unit itself. It would just be the contents, right?
Yeah, normally the HOA declaration says where the point of demarcation in the wall is that the unit owner is responsible for, and the outward part that the HOA is responsible for. But typically, it's the drywall in is the homeowner responsibility.
And then more important in here, so Dimitri, I don't see that happening because there's no coverage here. But the other part,
there is no,
how
there's
do
no
you
way
force
to declare
something?
Yeah, there is no way to declare it a total loss. Is that right, Brian?
Yeah, the whole building would have to be a total loss.
This is not a car that can get totaled.
Okay.
This is real estate.
That answers
and
that question.
A condominium is a space. Yeah, a condominium is a defined space in the air, and unless the whole entire building goes away, sometimes it does, like it burns down, that space can be perpetually renewed and through replacement and repairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's just how it works. But more importantly, Brad, let's say the HOA is supposed to take care of the roof. And the HOA is not, and the reason we know that is when it rains, water gets into a unit. Now, I'm stretching this out a little bit to get to the point. So how do you force somebody that's supposed to take care of someone? What kind of legal action? What would she have to do to force them to fix the problem that apparently they're responsible for that's doing damage to her?
Well, the word force pretty much means you have to go to court and get an order to compel the HOA to do their job. Or alternatively, you can go to court and get try to get an award of damages for the property damages so that this homeowner can get the work done through his own contractor.
But, Dimitri, it is literally still leaking, right?
Yeah. One of the leak detectors put a hose on that roof about a week and a half ago, and there was water coming down this lady's walls.
So she's to the point where she probably has to hire an attorney. Does she have any money? I know nothing about this.
No, man, she's broke. She's working 3 jobs. She's making HOA payments, mortgage payments, and expensive rent payments on a place where she's had to live for the past 2.5 years.
Now, wait a minute. What do you mean rent payments? Does she rent or does she own?
No, she owns this condo, but it's unlivable. So she had to move into an off-site apartment, and her insurance company tore out the entire condo. It's literally they tore out the entire interior. All that's left is concrete walls, concrete ceiling, and concrete floor, and studs where the walls used to be.
She's got to get someone over there. Well, she has no money. At this point, with no money, I'm not even sure what you do. I mean, you're not going to have a contractor go rebuild it for free. You're not going to have an attorney step up and do hundreds of hours of work to go after him.
Yeah, Mark, her insurance company stands ready to rebuild the unit. So that will get rebuilt. But there's no sense in doing that because the water is still coming in huge amounts.
Aren't they paying for her? Aren't they paying her rent right now? Wasn't that part of her coverage?
They paid her rent for 2 years, and she exhausted that alternative housing benefit, part of her insurance
And why
policy.
has it taken 2 years, Dimitri? Why has it taken 2 years?
Because the association refuses to acknowledge that the roof is leaking and water is infiltrating her unit. The association's position is, hey,
Brad,
our roof
what
is
would
fine.
you do at this point?
Brad, what can she do?
Well, ideally, you try to stay out of court and work this out amicably.
Well, it's been 2 years, Brad.
Yeah, well, has she retained her own inspector to have some expert on her side?
Yes,
who can
she had two.
be an independent voice.
Yes, when I visited this condo about a month ago, she had two of her own leak detectors on site, along with the two detectors that were hired by the HOA and their insurance company. So she does have experts, along with corroborating exhibits like photographs that her
She's
experts
going to
took
have
of the
to,
holes in the
if
roof.
everything, Dimitri, if everything is as you're being told by her, she's got to hire an attorney. I don't know what else to tell her.
Brad,
I mean, she's got to hire an attorney to force the HOA or to force the management, whomever, to get it done.
She stands ready to do that, and she stands ready to pay the attorney bills. She knows that's what it's going to take. So, Brad, is it okay for me to refer her to you to hire you for a consultation?
Sure. Sure, yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
And then, Brad, keep us abreast of it. I mean, I'd love to know how this one goes.
And Brad, and in the meantime, Tom also suggested that we ask Matt from Paragon Services, the public adjuster company, to go out there and take a look at this unit. In part, it's because Kalia's unit is now covered with mold, right? Because it's been cold and wet there for the past 2.5 years. And her insurance company denied the mold claim. So I think that's probably going to be part of your conversation. Or Matt's report will probably be part of the conversation you're going to have with this lady.
You know, I don't know if they would ever pay for that, though, Dimitri, because all that happened after the fact, right? After the initial claim. I mean, the insurance company's not going to... It's been 2 years. No matter how we look at it, it's been 2 years. She should have hired an attorney, a year and a half ago, for that sake. I don't think it's the insurance company's issue at this point.
Well, even if that's correct, which I think you are correct, where do we go now? We need to get this thing dried out, the leak plugged.
She's got to hire, she's got to call Brad. That's going to be the first thing. Give her Brad's number, 720-370-7388. I really got to take this break, guys. Everybody hold tight. We got 2 lines open, 303 Martino, Tony and Brenda. I promise I'm coming to you right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
What's his name isn't back yet, right?
Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Yeah, we're still in pretty good shape out here. Federal in Mississippi on a crash that just popped up a few minutes ago. Pena has been running a little heavy coming into the airport. Not a real big delay. We had what appeared to be maybe some police activity near 56, but it looks better there. 270, just slight slowing, and I-25 South coming into downtown, a little sluggish through Spear. Still seeing delays up Clear Creek Canyon, basically west of Golden on US 6. That's construction work. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Donald Trump just days away from being president yet again. So if you want to know what's going on in his presidency, you need to download and listen to the Ben Ferguson Podcast every day. We will break down his agenda items, the executive orders. Download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now.
MyMoneyMyWay.com. Think about it. Guaranteed income till the day you die. The annuity products these guys sell are unbelievable. The 15% bonus up front grows with you. Then when you decide to retire and want to turn on that, what we refer to as a paycheck, every month for the rest of your life, guess what? That's exactly what's going to happen. It is guaranteed. There's many things in life that aren't guaranteed, but with MyMoneyMyWay.com, part of your retirement can be guaranteed. Please check it out. MyMoneyMyWay.com. Now, Joseph A. Lazera, he's an attorney I hope you never need, and I mean that. He's a criminal defense attorney. He specializes in DUI, shoplifting, domestic violence, assaults. He can handle any criminal charge out there. He knows the judges. He knows the DAs. He knows how to get you the best deal possible if you're guilty, and if you're innocent, he knows how to fight for you. I want you to write this phone number down. Put it in your phone. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazera.
Hey, Broncos country, it's
That lady waited so long, she's going to end up paying for her own mold to get out of there. She's upside down. It's going to suck. By the time she's finished, Dimitri, I mean, she's probably going to eat all the equity that she had, you know?
I agree. But right now she's got negative equity. I mean, there's no more condo left. She can't even sell it for her mortgage balance. Who's going to buy this wet, moldy box? Concrete box.
I'd like to know if you could give out the condo association on the air so we could call and complain about them.
I don't want to do that, Bo, because it could cause a real estate crash over there. It could wreck some deals, like sales that might be currently in progress. Okay. It's going to cause a disaster.
Can you tell me?
I can. Are you going to tell anybody on the air? It's over there. It's at Iliff and Parker.
Just tell me off the air. I'll call you. I got to call you today anyway.
All right, but
Iliff and Parker.
All right, but don't tell anybody.
I'm not going to do anything.
Thanks.
I'm going to go over there with my toy that you want to buy. Right. Should I take my toy over there?
No, but man, and by the way, this stonewalling works. You know, I mean, this association just knows they can wait her out as long as it takes.
It's called the war of attrition.
That's exactly.
I would love to.
That's what Washington did.
I'd love to talk to the guy that just went over there and sprayed the roof and saw water. I would love to talk to that expert, whatever he is.
Let me give you his. I'm going to forward to you and Kelly.
Send it to Kelly, and let's get that guy on. I would like to hear from someone that literally did that and saw the water come in. And what is he? What kind of expert is he?
He's a leak detector.
Got it.
So
she hired him, so she'll have his contact information.
So I'm sending to Kelly at help. I think that's a great idea, Mark. That's an awesome idea. I didn't think of it. Man, that's
why I'm here, Dimitri.
That's why it's Mager, sir.
Okay, so
when you said leak detector, I thought it was an electronic device or something.
So leak detective.
I've got one of those guns at home. You can point everywhere and see humidity.
Yeah, they all had those. They're FLIR systems. So, okay, the email subject line says leak detective. And I just hit send.
I need pants with that.
Pants, please.
Jeez.
Pants with a leak detector.
Have leak detector. We'll travel.
Yeah, what is Kelly doing? Does she know?
I have asked that question for 2.5 years. I was hoping you could answer it, Shannon.
Shut up, Mark.
Well, she's usually getting something to drink or pee. That's what she's doing. Have fun. She's my buddy. Very moist.
I heard you two hung out in her closet one night.
That's where I met her husband. Stand by.
Oh, my God.
All right, 303-713-8255. One line open. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. Honest to God, we want to hear from you. Hey, Brenda, I don't know where this came up. You got a comment on Para. Why?
No, I need a question on a Para refund.
Sure.
I need to see if you have any contacts within that organization. My son-in-law lost his Para job in October and applied for a Para refund with a direct deposit. And they told him 6 to 8 weeks. It's been 12 weeks now. When he calls back, they say they gave it to the wrong person and they're having to investigate and it's still processing. But he's a single income family of 3 and honestly, they've been in and out of eviction for 3 months while he's been trying to find a job.
Oh my
and
God.
this would really help him if he could get it refunded. And all they keep telling him is that it's processing.
That's insane. Hey, Deputy Bo, you mind making a call over to Para, do a little research, figure it out. Now, is there like a caseworker or somebody that they've been dealing with directly, some kind of phone number and a name that you guys already have or nothing?
Yes, there probably is. It's for my son-in-law. I can give you his name and number.
Let's do that. I'm going to have Bo reach. I'm going to have Bo reach directly out there. I do want to say something. I mean, he's going to take the lump sum, huh?
Yes, because
that's a pretty big tax event.
Well, and he hasn't had a job for 4 months, and they're getting eviction notices every month.
Oh, my God.
Struggling to pay their mortgage.
It's
their
just
rent.
one of the...
Is he collecting unemployment?
Yeah, that's a good question,
No, not
Doc.
yet, because
Why?
basically you have to submit 18 months of pay stubs, and he doesn't have 18 months. And they said, well, he could submit it, but they would probably reject it. So he hasn't submitted unemployment, and I told him today to submit that with maybe W-2s. Maybe they would accept those instead of pay stubs. So, he's looking into that. But, this parent thing would be a big thing if he could get the money.
Yeah,
back
that's
for
one
it.
of the worst things he can do, but I get it. If you got to have it, I
But
mean,
he's
better
been
be out
employed-
on the streets and pay or not pay taxes.
Has he been employed for more than 18 months?
He has, but with different companies. This one he was with Para was for like a 10-month period.
Okay,
and
but-
then
I've never had anybody call in, Doc or Brenda, that said they had to have 18 months. Generally, when you're paying into unemployment, they know you've been paying into it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that part at all, honestly, Brenda.
Well, I don't either, but
Are
I've
you
been
sure
off
he's
money.
worked 18 months?
Yeah. He was with Southwest prior to changing to this.
Yeah, and they're not going to be paying under the table. So, yeah. There should be no reason. We've got somebody over. Hey, Kelly, who is it? Phil? What's his last name over at Unemployment? Spector or something?
No, Sheepster.
It's Phil something, but
yeah, he's the boss man. There's no higher than him. Let's do this, Brenda. You need to give Bo the information on him or his phone number, whatever. Bo, you're going to call up over there. Let's get all the relevant information, and we'll send it off to Phil for the unemployment part. Then on the other side, you're going to be looking into the para and why this guy can't get his money. If they accidentally send it to the wrong person, this guy shouldn't be dealing with that. Who cares?
They've been investigating that for 4 weeks now.
Yeah, that's insane. This guy needs the money. They don't want to be out on the street. It's just crazy. Hold on, Brenda. We're going to help with this. 303-713-8255. We're going to have 2 open lines in a second. Hey, Tony, what's going on with you?
Yeah, subject I've never heard on your show is recirculating pumps in the house. Yay or nay?
Well, what do you mean by that? For what?
It's something I just learned about. It's a pump that recirculates the hot water in the house, so all your faucets have instant hot water.
Well, why would you do that compared to almost an instant hot water that's, right under the sink at that particular point of use place? Why would you do this massive system that's running to where? Every bathtub, every shower, every bathroom sink? I mean, does it run to everywhere?
Yes, and it's what a plumber recommends.
You know what? Let's do this. I want to learn more about these. This is an interesting topic. Let's get Bob Logan on, or one of his plumbers, or someone from Fix It, Kelly. Let me put you on hold, man. This is a great question. I have questions. How much do they cost? Why wouldn't you just do like an electric one, point of use, at the ones you want instant hot water? Maybe the kitchen sink and the shower, but every single tap in the house? I want to learn more about this. 303-713-8255. We're going to have one line open. Hey, by the way, Tim, I'm going to come to you about this car accident. We can get an attorney on. We can do all different kinds of things, but we're coming right up on the break. I do want to talk about just real quick, because I'm killing a minute here, but these fires, man, are devastating. I've seen people online actually go, oh, they deserve it and stuff. No one deserves to lose everything. I don't care if you're a Hollywood star or if, that house that got burned down was passed down to you from your great-grandparents down. It is the most horrible thing I think I've ever seen. It is the most devastating photos you could ever imagine. If by any chance you haven't seen
there are a lot more working stiffs than celebrities.
Most are working stiffs.
Exactly.
Listen, folks, we're going to have 2 lines open coming back from the break. We want to hear from you. 303-MARTINO, help at troubleshooter.com. Everybody hold tight.
It's true. It's most,
of course they're all working. People. The problem is those houses are so expensive. Even the little shit ones are a ton of money.
But if these working class neighborhoods, for every celebrity's house that got burned down, there are probably 50 working class people's houses that got destroyed.
It's horrible.
And I'm sure they're all underinsured because the values in California went up so high, probably not to keep up with the replacement cost.
But they're entire neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know, think about
Looks like a war zone.
Think about all the people that are employed by the movie business. I mean, if you ever look at the end of a movie when you see those credits.
Credits, right.
You know, there may be 5 stars, but there are 100 people that are involved in making that movie.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on and on and on.
Probably more than 100 stock. Probably there's a ton that are not in the credits.
But I'm just saying, if you just look at the credits, you know, there's 10 actors, and there's 100 people that are supplementary to that. I would love to find out, because
and the mayor's a bozo.
The sinks in my bathroom take at least a minute.
Hey, DH in Denver, why would you even say, like, if it's a bad experience, a review is negative, review is needed? I mean, why wouldn't it be? I guess, why are you defending someone leaving a negative review? If a restaurant sucks, if a business sucks, it's good to warn people. I don't understand why you're saying it wouldn't be. Well, you're not saying that. I don't know what the hell you're saying.
I just let the water run for like. Yeah, I know. It's really frustrating. Because it's the sink right next to my bathroom, next to my toilet. So you come out, you want to wash your hands, and you do it with cold water, or you have to sit there for a minute and wait for warm water.
I think you'd even have that with an instantaneous water heater, because it's got to travel.
I'm going to put up a poll over that.
But the shower, which is 10 feet away, I get hot water right away.
It must be piped quicker. It must be piped quicker.
Yeah, it's really strange.
It's underneath their house or something, the way they have it piped. We got a poll coming up, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I guess someone's saying not to write bad reviews. I mean, I'm just eyeballing YouTube, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell people mean, which is pretty much impossible. So we got one guy on here I haven't seen in a while, Dave H., that's constantly like, it doesn't matter, a business could kick someone in the face and shit down their throat, and he wouldn't want to leave them a bad review or talk about them on air.
Well, that's he works for Better Business.
Some break right now. That's what I figured.
Hey guys, I am back, just so you know. You can tell Major Marc Mager. All right. Everything's looking so good, man.
What the hell does that mean, MH? Colorado voters have put a lot of stress on small businesses.
Hey, tell him I'm back, by the way. What the fuck does that mean? Tell Mark I'm back.
I hear.
Okay, good.
I hear you, bro.
Thanks, man. Mark, this is going to happen quite a bit here and there, by the way, just so you know. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks.
Why, irritable bladder? Or
yeah.
Tiny little bladder.
Mm-hmm.
Well, believe it or not, after all these years, my penis is growing. I don't know why. It's like a...
well, it was due to at some point.
Hair falling out.
It's like there's this strange syndrome called large penis.
Stephanie must be happy.
Well, if you're shrinking around it,
you know what? You know what? That's why people manscape, because it looks bigger.
These guys are fucking ruthless. Yeah, they are ruthless people. God. Ruthless sons of bitches.
Even my dad's shrinking, so maybe if his dick's staying the same size, he thinks it's getting bigger. I'll have to ask.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that, by the way, Tom.
Here comes a nugget of love. Go ahead.
I fit into your jacket.
Oh, good. You want it?
Oh, good.
Wait, that's not my spider, is it?
Yeah.
No, you can't have that, you little...
You can get those at Costco now for like $9.
$9.
Sir, take your hat and jacket off.
They're fucking dirt cheap.
No,
I
they
just saw
are.
them.
And that's where I got that. No, I think I got that one there, Mark. Oh, I love Costco.
All I'm saying is it fits me.
What's the
And that's kind of sad.
Spider
when you look at me
jackets and
you
sweatshirts.
look at you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Talk about decreasing value, though. Once you start selling in bulk at Costco, you really bring the brand down when it comes to buying it in Macy's or anywhere else, you know?
What?
If I was Macy's, I'd go to Costco to buy my clothes. Fuck them.
And resell them.
I would just use Costco and go buy the jeans there and then resell them.
Well, Macy's is closing.
I can't stand those department stores.
Which? Oh yeah, yeah. You know,
any of them. Basically, Costco has everything. Sam's has everything.
Isn't bad, Mark.
Yeah, I'll tell you the other place I have found myself because I've had to is a Men's Warehouse. They're pretty decent.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah.
What about DSW?
Yeah, not bad.
When I had to go to a funeral last year, they measured me here and had it ready in Philadelphia when we landed at another location. That was pretty cool.
Oh wow. Huh. Why do I hear myself 2 seconds later and there's Shannon?
You want me just to turn off the monitor?
Oh,
and
that's
you can
what it
test
is. Never mind. No, as long as that's what
You
it
sure?
is.
Okay. I mean, it's a constant thing, so I want you to be able to test it. Are you sure?
No, I don't want you to turn it off.
Okay.
If I hit the offline button, hold on. Tell me if I echo.
What are you doing?
Did I echo?
What? Moron, why are you... Listen, I love you and Sue so much.
Thank you.
The offline button doesn't do a fucking thing!
Yeah, it does.
To
It
the
does everything.
microphone!
It does everything.
You fucking moron!
Calm down!
God damn it, I love you guys.
Where's
God
Dragon?
damn it.
Kelly, go get
That's
Dragon,
why
damn it.
you had Grandpa
I want the 18.
Turn on his mic.
18. 18.
Because he assumes
I want the 18.
Something. Does that make sense?
I want my gift card back.
I will. That's not the point, and I would happily give it back, but don't say.
Tom Martino.
Oh, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What is happening, folks? We are here to solve problems, answer questions taking place, make your life a little easier. And we are so happy that you're joining us, whether it be on KHOW, KRDO radio, elsewhere, iHeart Radio app around the country, and of course, YouTube. Morons. That is a badge of honor to be a YouTube moron. And believe me, to be a moron, that doesn't mean stupid. Nope. It means, never mind, you're a moron. Anyway.
Well, come on.
Mark put up a questionnaire here. And if you have bad service, should you put up a bad review? Sure you should. Just like you should put up a good review. I think that both are important. I don't come down on people with a lot of anger and hostility in my reviews, but I tell the truth. And I think it's really important to do that, to really have an honest assessment of the services. It really tells people a lot of stuff. One thing I can't stomach, and I don't know what we can do about it, I can't stomach fake reviews. I mean, it makes me sick. Let's go to the phones.
You can generally tell them. The worst is, I think, Amazon for fake reviews, although I think they've gotten better.
Yeah. Let's talk to Tony about this recirculation pump. Mark, is that something you took when I took that call?
Yeah, so basically he wants to know, there's a plumber either trying to sell him one or something. He wants more information on a recirculation pump that does
very
this.
Common.
I guess, well, he's saying it would be instant hot water, basically at any tap in the house. I find that incredible. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely. What they do is they just recirculate the top part of the tank and back, and then the top part and back. And, it costs a little more, but not that much more than just letting it sit.
How do you... I guess I don't get it. How are you running to my water heater sits in my basement,
right?
And the furthest sink away would be the upstairs bathroom.
That's
that
right.
water line's long as hell.
Right.
How does it keep hot water going to there along with every other sink in my house at the same time?
Okay, because what
is it a big round robin?
Yes, they put a recirc valve in, and it goes out and comes back. It's very simple, and it's a series usually. But if they go to each one, then they just put one in each. They just put a loop for each bathroom. Now, people.
So I guess how do you run that loop to my upstairs bathroom through 3 different floors? Isn't that it's so costly? It would be prohibitive.
Mark, you don't run. You use the existing water line, and then it returns to the cold water side. So what it does is it simply, instead of waiting for you to turn on the hot water, then hot water starts running. And some people have to wait 2 or 3 minutes for hot water. The reasoning is you actually use more water that way than if you just have it right there, turn it on, it's there, then you turn it off when you don't need it. So what happens is, if you can picture this, you turn on the water, the hot water is circulating. Now, when you're not using it, the hot water is being pumped up through that to the back bedroom. Because let's just say you do it on that one bedroom. It goes through that line to the bedroom. They don't run a new line. They just turn on, and what they do is go to that bedroom, they go to that sink, and they put a T-fitting across to the cold water. And it allows hot water to be pumped through and in a one-way valve into the cold water line and back to the system.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's man, it's still
and they
I
only
love
do
we got Bob
and they
on.
only do enough volume to keep it ready. So it's not
you would just think, 5 bathrooms, you're talking 2 sinks, you're talking a shower, a bathtub, you're talking everything in your kitchen. It just seems I guess your hot water heater would never stop.
Let me explain the best part. If you do it on your main master bedroom, and let's say the kids aren't home in the back bedrooms, but they're coming home for the weekend, you can turn those on and off for those remote rooms when you're going to have guests.
That valve.
It doesn't have to be on the whole time. So you use it, but for long periods of time, you turn it off. That doesn't mean you don't have hot water. Of course you do. So if you turned it off and you suddenly are back there cleaning something, well, oh crap, I got to wait for 2 minutes. But it's still not, you don't have to keep it on all the time. So you really do have control over it. So you can
So Bob Logan Plumline, I got Bob up. So if I wanted to add it to everything in the house, just give me some form of a ballpark.
Well, okay, remember, you're not laying new pipe. You're putting in cross pipes and pumps. And Bob, was I telling you was I telling the truth about you don't have to keep the circ on in a back bedroom if it's not being used for a few months?
No, you're exactly right. And circulating pumps can be installed at different locations. You can actually install it at the water heater and have it circulate through the house, or you could have it at a specific faucet
under each sink.
If you just want, right? Say like you said, your master bedroom, maybe your kitchen. You might just want them there, then that's fine. Or you can have a whole home system where it circulates throughout the home. And so it's, you're going to save a little bit maybe on, because you're not wasting a lot of water waiting for it to heat up, but then you got the additional cost of the circulating pump. So they kind of offset. Sometimes people will say you can actually save money with them. I'm not sure that's the case, but I think they're a great product. I have them in my home and they work fantastic.
Now,
hey, Tony, you got any questions?
I'm going to take a guess. If you had to put one on for a master bedroom with a pump and the labor, I can't imagine it being less than $2,500, but that's my gut. Bob, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being transparent about pricing because, people are going to pay what they're going to pay.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably pretty accurate, Tom. I get involved in that side of the business
I
anymore,
understand.
and so I can't tell you specific.
But that would be just one, right, Tom? I mean, that wouldn't be an entire house.
No,
then.
but the more you do, there's scale because they're there already, and the pumps. Yeah. So,
but Tony, do you got any questions? He's the guy that called with the question.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, my only question is, how do I know if I can get away with just one for the whole house?
Well, how many bathrooms do you have?
Just 2.
Okay, and how far away is the farthest?
From the water heater in line length, probably 30 or 40 feet.
And then how far is the closest one?
15 feet.
Okay, on the closest bathroom, what about the kitchen? Do you mean the kitchen and 1 bedroom, or are you talking about the kitchen and 2 bedrooms? When you say when you say 2 bathrooms, you're not counting the kitchen, right?
No.
How long does it take you to get hot water at the kitchen?
Oh, a solid minute.
How long does it take you to get at the first bedroom?
About 10 seconds.
Okay. And then the second bedroom?
2 minutes.
Okay. So I would do one for the kitchen, and I would do one for the remote bedroom. You don't need for the other one. So I would do 2. Now, can you
Wouldn't it be a lot cheaper just to do those Insta-Hots like in the kitchen?
Well, for the kitchen,
if
it
that's
depends.
all you're looking for.
Bob Logan, Insta-Hots for the kitchen. Insta-Hots are good for tea and for small amounts of water. But if you want to fill up the basin for a bucket, or you want to fill up the basin for washing dishes, no, it's not good. Insta-Hot is not made for that. Bob, are you right? Do you think so?
Yeah, like you said, Insta-Hots are kind of made for tea, coffee, things like that, But from my understanding, you got a plumber at your house or someone who went to your house. I would rely on the expert. If you got a handyman at your house, I wouldn't take them at his word. Some are great, some aren't. But if you have an expert plumber, a licensed technician, and he's saying you need 1, then one will suffice. If he says you need 4, then you need 4.
But you can answer your own question too. If you get hot water 30 seconds or sooner, I wouldn't mess with it. But that's up to you, man. That's really up to you. And like Bob said, they're not going to oversell you. They're going to tell you need 1, or 2, or 3. Sometimes you can actually have 1 pump and then go to each bathroom and activate each bathroom as needed. So if there's a remote bathroom not being used regularly, you can keep that off so it won't loop. And then you only have to use it for the ones you want. There are so many options that a great plumbing contractor can show you. So good luck to you, Tony. By the way, Plumline Services, one of our great partners over the years, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Let's talk. David has a comment. Go ahead, David. What's your comment? David? Did he hang up?
David, you're up, bro.
If he hung up?
He must have dropped off.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
sir.
Yeah,
there he is. What's up?
No, Well, I had one of those systems in Washington, and I had a whole house one, and the pump was, at the hot water tank.
Right.
And it just had one line that went to each sink.
Yeah.
And then back to the hot water tank.
Good.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
We moved to Colorado, and there's a manifold system, and, the sink in the master bathroom, my wife would get hers hot. I go, okay, mine, I had to wait another minute for mine to get hot because each one came.
Right.
And so I'm actually, in fact, in the next month or 2, going to cut holes in the ceiling in my basement and put a recirculating line in that goes to each hot water.
You don't have to
get
do
rid
that.
of the manifold system.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to cut any holes.
Yeah, but the what you're talking about, well, the on demand you don't. That's the one that you put one in each pump.
You don't.
Each sink if you want
David,
that sinks to go.
Even for water heaters, you don't have to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Why don't you consult some experts and see, and then do what's best for you? But you do not have to run lines.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing is I tried to get the code looked at in El Paso County to say, you know, they're worried about hot water. They're worried about lack of water, and everybody's letting their sinks warm up a minute or two, or however long it takes, and that water's just going right down the drain.
That's right.
If
with
you had a circulating pump in all the new builds,
that's right. You're right. It would save water.
Yeah.
It would save water. And by the way,
it would save water.
Just so I'm telling people, and thank you, David, for calling. Appreciate it. 303-713-TALK, 713-255. You do not need to run a line anywhere at any time with today's technology. You do not have to do that. There are cross valves you can do that will keep your water circulating. I promise you. 303-713-8255. We have more coming up. Tim's got a question on a car accident. Matt has a question on a new sale. We also have that looming problem that Deputy D's working on that we'd like to talk to Matt Stanford at Paragon Services, Public Adjusters, and possibly Brad O'Brien for the real estate issue on it, all right after this.
Yep.
The new year means...
D, you going to fill him in?
But your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft. And
Tom on the Brad O'Brien sitch.
Specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity.
Thank you. You're welcome. Please for whatever you're doing.
LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
ZeroResDenver.com. Listen, now more than anything, we want the cleanest possible solution inside of our home, where our kids play, where we walk, and also our indoor air quality, and all of that can be accomplished with Zero Res Denver, because they use nothing but purified, super soft water to do the carpet cleaning. That's true. And they have high alkaline, super softened water, the best cleaning agent in nature. They call it ZR water. Zero Res puts this combination to work with their unique scrubbing technique. You're going to get out all the cleaning crap from previous cleanings, soaps, solvents, emulsifiers, plus any pathogens and allergens. Your carpets will look new and feel new. Your indoor air quality will be better. You can't do better. They have all kinds of specials. You got to check them out. But I'm telling you this, no matter what they have, it's well worth it, and always better value than the conventional methods, because the conventional methods destroy health and destroy carpets. That's the bottom line. ZeroResDenver.com. They also do duct cleaning. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. 888heating.com has the Extreme Clean. Yeah, they'll come in and not only clean, but can give you a bid if you need a replacement. They do high efficiency units, and they do them at a lower price than anyone for the same components. And they want you to put them to the test. How many people do that? We know and trust Garrett and his team at 888heating.com. So if you are looking for the deep clean for $45, do it now. Even with this demand, with cold weather, they're still doing it. And with a no breakdown guarantee, plus high efficiency that can save you 30 to 40% a month at great pricing. 303-770-2776, 770-2776, and that's 888heating.com.
That ran about tiger's blood.
No, for God's sake.
God, I love tiger's blood. I'm winning. I got tiger's blood. I got hookers.
It was the best.
That was one of the best blow-ups ever.
Oh, my God, yes.
And then the other one that went crazy on that show was a little kid. Like, my God, he's making all that money, and he all of a sudden he's like, I'm too religious to do this shit.
Well, quite a run of crazy people coming off of there. Cryer's lost his mind now.
Yep.
What's his nuts run off to France with the wife because of Diddy.
Who ran off to France?
Who?
Kuchar.
Oh, my
Ashton
God, I
Kutcher.
didn't know that he did.
Yeah, I think they've left the country.
Was he hanging with P. Diddy?
Yeah.
No shit.
Do you think there are going to be a lot of people exposed?
No, because they're all fucking rich.
And I think that a lot of their evidence got burned up this week.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one, bro.
Unless some moron kept a thumb drive full of pictures. Whoops.
I didn't realize this. Ashton goes way back with Diddy. Way back.
And he was also associated with that other wacko that went to prison.
Who the Clintons had killed?
No, the one who was in the
Epstein?
70s show with him and also the ranch.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
he was just grabbing chicks.
I forgot about that guy, too. He was a goddamn.
I'm talking about, you're right. You're talking about, imagine what the supply chain is going to be.
It looks like Leonardo would hang out there, too. And Martha Stewart. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's why I say,
So did
say what you will about.
So did Justin Bieber, but he was a receiver. He wasn't a transmitter.
Yeah,
Most likely.
He was a
Diddy
victim.
joked about locking the doors so women wouldn't leave.
That's why I say, man, we may think we have it bad, but somebody's chained to a water pipe somewhere that would trade us places.
They would trade any of us at any time.
Well, yeah.
God bless.
They seem to be having fun, though. I'm bummed out I didn't get into politics. Son of a...
I'm terrified to get into politics.
Well, you could be a near corpse in D.C. and still getting hummerdoodles from your
I don't
staff.
think I could make mayor of Franktown without people bitching.
What?
My mail lady would bitch.
Well, like Reggie McDaniel used to say, I can't run for office because the skeletons in my closet are actual corpses. There's always a however in life.
I said to him, how do you get all these interviews, man? It's unbelievable. You get the best interviews ever.
You'd like talk to Denzel and crap.
Everybody. And he goes, well, you simply give him a good interview and don't say anything bad. That was it. And he wasn't bullshitting.
They loved him.
Hell yeah, they loved him.
And he and
I loved him. Fuck him.
Who?
The movie guy on KOA.
630 K-How.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Tim's got a question about a car accident. Tim, what's going on? Welcome to the show. And people, you can always call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. We monitor that line 24/7. Go ahead, Tim. Tim?
Am I on?
Yes,
Tom?
sir, you are. What's happening, Tim?
Okay, it's Sam.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's okay.
No, that's a
okay.
testimony to mimosas, Kachina. You got to lay off. Go ahead, Sam.
I'll try.
That's okay. I'm on. I just would really appreciate it. Okay, here's what's happened. My granddaughter was hit by a city trash truck last week when it snowed.
Uh-huh.
She was told that the city of Denver is self-insured.
Right.
What does she need to do?
Well, first of all, she needs to go about this in a very special way with notifications.
She needs to call an attorney.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, they have to go about this in a very special way. Most likely, Sam, most likely, the city is not responsible for this and will not pay a dime. Okay? Because here's how it works. If the city is in the normal mode of maintenance and repair of the infrastructure in the city, they are immune to most negligent claims for any kind of liability. let's say
I think they would. I think they're going to pay, but let me ask him one question, Tom. Was she hurt, or was it just property damage?
The property, they hit her parked car at school.
Got it.
Okay. They're most likely not going to pay, Sam, in my opinion, but it doesn't have to be a point of contention. I mean, if they do, I'm hoping they do. I don't think they will, and I go back years and years of handling these cases. They take this qualified immunity pretty seriously, and if they violate it, they don't want people coming back on them. Let me tell you what qualified immunity, what it says. It says that if they're doing their job, in the course of their job. So if the guy took a trash truck or a snowplow and he was drunk and he was driving it willy-nilly, not plowing or not picking up garbage, that's a whole different story. But if he's on the job collecting trash and it's snowing out and he hits a parked car, they're not going to be responsible. How did she know that they did it? Did they leave a note? What did they do?
Well, someone came into the school. I'm more than sure it might have been just a truck driver. Came into the school over the PA system. They identified her car. She went to the office. She went outside with them. The police came. They did a report, but the gentleman told her that the city was self-insured.
Well, yeah, so it doesn't matter. I mean, self-insured simply means they pay the claims, and then if not,
now
then
my question.
That doesn't change.
My question is,
see, liability does not change based on how they're insured. If they're liable, they're liable. If they're not, they're not.
Right. Now, my question is, does she need to go out and get some estimates and then in turn contact the city attorney?
Well, but I said since there's no injuries involved, that might be wise. But let me explain something, Sam. She can go through the process, okay? Yes, that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. Ask the city attorney or the loss mitigation officer, whoever they're using in the city, ask them for the steps involved in filing a claim, okay? Then she will be turned down. If you want to go see an attorney after that, you can. We can even get an attorney on to talk about it now if you'd like, but I got
Fuller on 6.
Is he on right now? John Fuller, Fuller Law. He does, of course, personal injury, but he knows so much about this. John, if a car is parked, a city trash truck hits it, the weather was bad, they say, well, we're self-insured. You got to go through the claim process. What are the chances they're going to pay for that car, John?
Probably 100%.
They will pay 100%?
Yeah, of course.
And why is that?
I mean, cities are no different than anybody else. They're operating a vehicle. If they actually end up running into somebody, they're going to be liable. I've had numerous cases where, city workers, police officers, that kind of stuff, get into accidents, and in every one of them, we are able to get those cases resolved.
So when does qualified immunity come into effect?
Well, it doesn't come into effect at all for how they drive a vehicle. So, qualified immunity may have to do with personal responsibility. So maybe you say that the trash truck, well, it's not going to apply to a trash truck driver, but let's say you have a person who is a elected official or something, the city's going to indemnify that person for the losses caused by them when driving a company vehicle. That's all there is to it. The qualified immunity has to do with personal responsibility for actions taken in their professional capacity.
I meant governmental, but maybe I'm saying the same thing. Because John,
governmental immunity.
Let me tell you what must have changed. I'm going to talk about this guy called William Norcross. William was in his car, and it was parked, and a snow truck operator comes barreling down, plowing snow, runs into his car, and Mr. Norcross was paralyzed. And they didn't pay a dime for his car, nor did they pay a dime for his injuries. And they said that they were immune from that because they were doing normal infrastructure repair and maintenance. Now, that was one of about 10 who have called me over the years. So things must have changed, and I'm happy that they have. I'm really happy.
No, nothing's changed, Tom. I don't know that case, but I suspect that, there was an extenuating circumstance as to where the vehicle was parked or something along those lines. But normal negligence that is committed by city workers is absolutely compensable, just as if that driver were a private citizen.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm really happy about that, sir. So you're going to be 100% reimbursed. She just has to go through the process. And I want you to call me and let me know how that works out and how much they pay. Because I need to put it in I need to give accurate answers, and I want to put that in my records on the call sheet here. Go ahead.
So I need to call the city attorney and ask what the process is?
Mm-hmm. I'd get estimates just like you would for anything else. Go get body shop estimates, and then you're going to go fill it out probably online somewhere and submit the estimates.
Okay. All right. Then we'll do that.
And the self-insured part, I just want to revisit real quick. That's not a big deal if they're self-insured.
Right.
Walmart's self-insured for most things.
Okay. All right, guys. Great. Appreciate the information. You guys have a great day.
Thank you very much. 303-713-TALK. Thank you, John Fuller, attorney at law. He's always at the ready with information on injuries. If you ever have an injury or ever have someone injure you or your property, John Fuller, and he is the expert. And you can hear, let me just give out his number real quick. It's 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Okay. I love talking about great people who give information free of charge, like Frank Duran, the real estate man. He'll do a complete analysis of your property. What is it worth? What will it actually sell for? What will you qualify for to buy? All of this complimentary from Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're in good shape out here right now. Really not seeing much in the way of a delay. I-25 southbound near Colfax had debris in the highway that backed traffic up. It looks to be back to normal. I-25 is wide open across the city. 225 looks good. C470 through Highlands Ranch. Some slight slowing coming out of the airport on Pena from Tower back onto I-70, but minimal delays through there. US 6 west of Golden up Clear Creek Canyon still seeing delays with construction work, but no other problem spots. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
You know, when I started Wave 8 Wealth Management, it was out of the frustration of the financial advisement field, because I can tell you, 98% of all financial advisors are not advisors. They put your money with large brokerage or large advisors and collect a middleman fee, and that's a fact of life. At Wave 8 Wealth Management, we're direct, responsive, and interactive with each and every client, and we babysit your portfolio like my own. That's the God's honest truth that I pledge to you, and we have many, many happy clients, and you're welcome to explore us. 303-771-HELP. 303-771-4357, or you can go to the website. Here's one of them, wave8capital.com, the number 8, wave8capital.com.
Some new stuff.
Thank you.
I would laugh my ass off forever.
Or if he said that,
if it slipped.
Listen, they said we needed more dikes to help fires in California.
Yeah.
And we delivered.
Did you hear? Did you guys hear the extent of that interview with Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan, he basically said,
yeah, it was good.
He would get threatened, phone called and threatened by Biden's White House if he didn't remove accurate information about the vaccine.
He goes, they would yell and cuss at us.
Yeah. And I mean, think about that government control. Who the fuck wants that? Oh, my God.
Well, he shouldn't have fucking done it. I mean, I don't give a fuck. The asshole shouldn't have done it. That was still up to Zuckerberg.
Afraid.
He's only got billions of dollars for attorneys.
It was the same stuff. Hey, Tom, when you were telling people, do a sit-up and, eat a salad to stay healthy, and they took you down.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, I remember.
No, it's like I still blame Zuckerberg for doing it.
They were all scared shitless.
And the Hunter Biden laptop shit they fucking hid.
Yep.
They stole that fucking election. I don't care who says what. They literally stole it. They didn't steal it at the ballot box. They stole it with misinformation. Just like they tried to do this last time.
I asked my daughter, I said, did you hear when Biden said that if you ain't black, you ain't voting for me?
Yeah, no,
and
you're not black if you don't vote for me.
I'm like, well, of course. It didn't make the media. They would have gone nuts if that had been running on a loop.
I think he said that again in the last 6 months or so, or something very similar. Now, everybody just finally, they finally looked at him, and they said, this guy lies about everything. This whole administration, they're just liars.
Going back to the 70s, you remember, top in my law class, no.
I'm not going to pardon my son, no matter what. Yeah, okay. Gee, I didn't see that fucking coming.
And I teach a class at University of Pennsylvania.
I'm never going to step down. Oh, sure you won't. Never saw that coming. I'll tell you who was good, though. What Pierre. I'd hire her. Fuck. To get up there and lie with that smile every time is magnificent.
She's just cuter than socks on a squirrel.
She's cute. You know what? She'd be a perfect maitre d' somewhere.
Hey, did you see what AOC's net worth is after being in Congress? She was broke when she went in, and now she's worth $29 million. How the fuck does that happen?
Easily. She had to, remember, at the beginning, she had to borrow from her campaign to pay for her fucking rent.
AOC.
Right. So how the hell does that happen?
Because they're lying thieves. They go around saying, hey, give me money.
Just like
they're
at
not
the bar,
supposed to use
she's got
that
a
campaign
tip
money
jar.
for personal shit.
Well, she
No, but
was
they get
literally
inside
broke.
information, Tom. Look what Pelosi did with selling stock before there was a congressional investigation.
And Hillary 100 years ago with the cattle's futures.
Hey,
I absolutely hate
if you talk
Obamacare.
about Hillary, you can end up dead.
Dude, I'm already in hell. So, whatever. Although I may go burn one of y'all's Golden Corral coupons today because
Didn't you see?
looks like our relationship's ending.
Don't you love the fact that MSNBC is even cozying up to Trump? Everybody is. Everybody's kissing the ring. I love it.
Google donated $1 million to his inaugural celebration.
Yep, love it.
All of them did. So did Zuck.
Zuckerberg and
Remember, first time around, they
Zuckerberg.
wanted nothing to do with him. Not my president.
Yep.
Hey, is this going to be the biggest, baddest, most attended inauguration
Here we
in
go.
history?
Coming back.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Let's see what we got here. Going to the callers. We have Matt who wants to talk and Kevin. So let's go to Matt. He wants to talk about his 2021 GMC Sierra. Whatever you want to talk about, folks. 303 Martino is probably the best number, but you can call any number. 303-627-8466 is 303 Martino. The reason I say that is if it comes in after hours or whatever, we'll get to you. I promise. And we will call you back. And of course, when we're on the air, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Matt, what's going on, Matt?
Hey, Tom, long-time listener.
Yes, sir.
I recently bought a truck from ClearShift Auto. It's a GMC Sierra AT4 2021. with 24,000 miles on it.
So wait, it was a 2023?
No, 2021.
Oh, I'm sorry. And it only had how many miles?
24,800.
Okay.
So kind of barely broken in. And I took it for a test drive. It's certified pre-owned. Everything looks good. Signed the paperwork on Saturday the 5th and drove it off the lot. And the check engine light came on, and it went in, and it wouldn't shift above like 4,000 RPMs.
Wait, right
so
away? Right away it happened?
Right away.
Did you ever go on a test drive?
Yeah, you said you test drove it. It didn't happen during the test drive?
Nope.
But it happened when you literally left the dealership.
Left the dealership on county line. And so I immediately took it back. The GM, the general manager of ClearShift, comes out immediately, and he's like, let's hook it up to a code. I'll run it over to my certified mechanic, and we'll see what the issue is. And he comes back.
Is it still under warranty? Is it still under warranty?
Yes, it's still under a powertrain warranty for a year and like 100,000 miles or something.
Okay.
Or 36,000 miles. Yeah. And so he took it to his mechanic, and the mechanic cleared the codes and said it went into limp mode, learning a new driver.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay.
That doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't sound right to me.
It didn't sound right. No, it didn't sound right to me. I've heard of limp mode in transmissions and adaptive learning, but it shouldn't throw a check engine code, right?
Exactly.
So they cleared the codes, and they were like, and so my confidence level was way down. So I negotiated for them to pay for a third-party pre-purchase inspection. One that's not affiliated with them, right?
Except it was after purchase, but okay.
That's so weird. Yeah. Why would you even care after?
Well, they cleared the codes, but I wanted to make sure nothing else was wrong with it, right?
Were they going to let you out of the deal if something was wrong?
Tentatively, I'm sure there's a way I can get out of a deal
there
if the car
isn't.
breaks down.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. But keep
but
going.
They might have at least, but they might have fixed it rather than give his money back.
Yeah, well, let's
they might have fixed
let him
what
continue.
His independent.
Let's let him continue. Go ahead.
So they give me the truck, and I schedule an appointment for the following Wednesday at John Elway GM for an inspection, right?
And is John Elway where you bought this?
On their dime. No, I bought it at ClearShift. John Elway was just a third party that I used. I have a couple other mechanics on your referral list, but I thought I'd take it into a GM dealer because if they cleared the codes, the GM computers might be able to pick it back up.
Where is ClearShift located?
It's in between University and Broadway on the county line.
So what did Elway or whomever say? What's the deal with it?
Yeah, so they called back and said it needs a new control valve body, which is a part in the transmission. Mm-hmm. So they ordered a new valve body and a transmission to see which one gets first because all of those are on a nationwide or a national back order, at least 3 to 4 months. And so this part has been faulty in these years from 20 to 22, I believe. All these transmissions,
and what are they calling this? What are they calling this back ordered unit?
The
valve control body.
Yep. Control valve body and the transmission are both on back order, national back order.
But you don't need a transmission.
No, but if they get one first, and not a control body, they could swap that out if they get permission from GM to do so. So they just ordered both of them.
So the issue is the issue is you just bought a truck and you can't drive it because it's on back order.
Exactly.
So is the dealer going to undo the deal? I mean, have you even asked them? They don't have to.
They said that they were going to call GM on Friday and call me back that afternoon, and they didn't call me back. I called them back on Saturday and then again today, and with no answer. So I can't get a hold of them.
Hold on, Matt.
And I'm.
Let's get Jeff Vick on the phone, please. And then hold on, all right, man? Just hang on. No sense mulling this around any longer. Let's just see what he can find. We can also get Kevin if you want, but I think this would be more up Jeff Fick's alley. 303-713-8255. Speaking of cars and property or whatever, Compass Insurance Group, free insurance checkups. Know that you're not underinsured, please, or that you're not overinsured, or that you're not paying too much. A free checkup, honest to God, unbiased look. 303-996-9000, theinsurancehelpcenter.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're in good shape out here right now. Really not seeing much in the way of a delay. I-25 southbound near Colfax had debris in the highway that backed traffic up. It looks to be back to normal. I-25 is wide open across the city. 225 looks good. C-470 through Highlands Ranch. Some slight slowing coming out of the airport on Pena from Tower back onto I-70, but minimal delays through there. US 6 west of Golden up Clear Creek Canyon still seeing delays with construction work, but no other problem spots. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and let's face it, many of you are calling him because you got popped for drinking after work or at a party during the holidays, and a lot of people continue that. Listen, I'm not against drinking, okay? But if you drink and drive, you're gambling. Get a designated driver. I'm not going to preach to you too much. I'm just going to tell you some plain hard facts. You can't handle DUIs alone. And to have the minimal impact and to move on with your life, hire an attorney. In fact, for any criminal offense, hire an attorney. Joe Lazzara will talk to you free of charge up front and give you flat rate pricing depending on the offense. Call Joe Lazzara for honest-to-God counsel, LAZZARA, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. That's a hallmark there is flat rate pricing. Made in the Shade. That's the one-stop window covering place for your home. Made in the Shade. Tell Martino told you to call Made in the Shade. Comes out and measures and has a designer suggest what you need and where you need it, and they do that all complimentary. When you decide to move forward, they have, of course, all brands available to you to deliver and to install with the best installers in the business. DenverShades.co, 720-458-6566.
We're thinking the same thing. We're in sync together.
Simpatico, not.
Yeah, it's in
Kismet.
Sync.
No.
I like the triple entendre.
It's sync.
There's a word for it, like kind of like Kismet, but it's not that. What the hell's that word?
Synergistic.
That's a lot closer, but that's not what I'm looking for.
I know.
That's not what he said is very close, but it's not that.
So let's see. Synergistic, sync, synchronizing.
Psychopathic.
We're in tune.
Yeah, that's one.
In sync.
Tune, Mark.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm looking for the inexact word.
On the same page.
That's a good
same shit.
Books, dude.
But
Same
it's one
shit.
word. It's one word. It's one word that means all of everything we're saying. Gosh.
Oh my God.
It's like synergy. God dang it.
Aligned.
You don't mean synergy, do you?
Congruent.
It's like synergy, but it's not.
Congruent?
It's not congruent.
Compatible.
No, it's close, though.
Parallel?
No.
Mark, what's the context?
God, it's going to drive me nuts.
Simpatico.
No.
Simpatico, that's a good one.
What's the context of this word that you're looking
My
for?
God, we've just said it in 5. We've said the definition of this word every way possible, but without saying the
Are
word.
you looking up synonyms for some of these words?
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing right now, actually.
It's not simpatico?
I guess she learned a new word.
Symbiotic.
Is that what you're
Symbiotic?
thinking?
Symbiotic.
Yes, symbiotic.
Symbiotic. I think the other words were better than
That's a
symbiotic.
medical.
I'm more symbiotic than you.
Well,
That's a
Symbiotic
medical
means
term, isn't it?
a relationship in which two people benefit.
Yeah.
They don't have to be thinking the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's incorrect.
Is that
First of all, you think if I trust you on diction, you're crazy, Doc. You didn't even know how to define diction itself. Same with Tom. So now I'm going to look it up.
Symbiotic means two organisms that each benefit
Matt
from each other.
texted and said he's unavailable.
Yeah, okay. Now I got to prove Doc wrong.
But Mark,
That's what symbiotic means. That's
Doc,
what the bio in it
but
means.
Doc, it can also
Denoting
mean,
a mutually beneficial
Right.
relationship
That's what I'm talking
between different people.
But that's not thinking the same.
that doesn't mean.
Just because
That's
Doc
like
has
if
a
I'm
phone
your,
full
But
of
if I'm
that's
your
right.
dentist and you're my comic
Symbiotic
addict,
does not
you
necessarily
do me
mean.
for free, I do you for free. That's
Symbiotic does not
Doesn't mean we're
necessarily
thinking the
mean
same.
that you think
you're
the
totally
same.
wrong.
I'm always fucking right, first of
You're
all.
wrong on that
And
one.
I think you are wrong,
symbiotic.
Mark.
Me and Shannon are symbiotic. There.
No, you're not.
That's it. Of course we are.
I think that's an.
Hey,
We have a
Wrong.
beneficial relationship between different people. So
like a
right there,
parasite.
in your face, right?
Mark,
You're wrong.
that's true.
Yes, Tom.
That's true. That's symbiotic. You and I have symbiosis with so many things. But here's the bottom line.
That's right.
But
Yes.
that doesn't necessarily mean harmonious either necessarily. In other words, we can still have separate thoughts but have a symbiotic relationship, but totally separate targets, aims, goals. We're not unified in thought necessarily. You can be.
They are releasing
That's what I think Doc was saying.
Well, harmonious just means truthful.
No, it means the same. No. It means that it means they jive. They don't conflict.
Or, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It's tuneful.
Harmonious
Not
means they don't
truthful.
conflict.
It's tuneful.
If you think of voices harmonizing, they're on different scales or different key sets. You know, keys. I mean, not different keys, different notes, but they jive.
Or free from disagreement.
I prefer the expression mutually assured destruction.
I do too.
That's not symbiotic.
That's symbiotic
A little bit.
in its best.
No, it's not.
If I'm going down, you're going down with me. Here we go.
How.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Jeff Fick, Kimmer Transmissions. Want to talk to you real quick, Jeff. So this guy has a truck, and they're telling him his stuff is on national back order. He has a 2021 GMC Sierra, and they say that the they say that the car went into limp mode for one reason or another, but it needs some kind of module. What is that actually called? Their valve control body, and they're on national back order. Do you know that?
It's an entirely good possibility. Is it the 6, 8, or 10 speed?
Matt, 6, 8, or 10 speed?
It's the 10L80.
10 speed?
Yeah, there's a distinct possibility that that's on back order, correct. So they've been falling like flies, and so the inventory has been washed up.
Okay. And so are the transmissions. Now, how long does that, if you wanted to order that, how long would it take you?
Well, I would have to talk to the dealer and find out. I don't know whether or not, they've got them all on dealer captive, when they're supposed to have a release date. If they have a projected release date, it can vary.
Wow. So
yeah, you're literally at the mercy of inventory.
So we have this age-old problem we come up against. What do we do about it? When you have something that can't be fixed and they can't tell him when he's going to have use of his truck, what's the remedy? Listen, the reason I don't know the remedy is because I don't think this has really been an issue up till COVID. I don't know why COVID changed things, but it did. It did. Jeff?
Well, and everybody's having a hard time finding not only employees, but qualified employees, and then you've got trucking issues. And I think a lot of these companies also found that they don't necessarily have to hold inventory in stock. People are going to buy anyway, so they lower their tax burden.
We have to find out from an attorney, what do you do when they can't find the part? Should we call that one attorney on lemon issues and ask? Hold on, Matt. Maybe we'll get an expert opinion on here. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. And you can also call 303 Martino, 303-627-8466.
Was awesome.
I always forget her name.
It was actually above average.
What's her name?
Oh, what is her name? She's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to come up for a
I
minute.
can never remember her name.
I was thinking of...
I have it.
Hard charging broad.
So listen.
Alfred Williams is basically telling me to fuck off.
Oh, wah, 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 BP. God, people are little bitches. Oh, I'm sick and tired of Mark talking about the Dems. Everything they do or don't do. Yeah, half the damn state in California is burning down because of them. Oh, no, it's not, Mark. Just because the reservoir was empty and the water doesn't work, that's not their fault, goddammit.
And this state sucks a stranger on a bus.
Jesus. Their hospitals are 130% capacity. There's homeless running around naked, shitting everywhere.
Who's the car attorney chick?
Does anyone remember her name? I have it. I just don't remember her
Hey,
name.
Tom, what's the attorney's name? The lady. I don't know. He'll know it for sure. I would think so. I forget her name. God, BP. Jeez. Wah, wah, wah. Wah. I'm so sick and tired of my crap like every Dems do. Ah!
Kelly, her name is Raina Bain.
That's it, Raina.
Bayes. Raina Bayes.
Life is too short for that crap. Here's BP at home. I hate Trump. We have no problem with fires. It's nothing to do with the liberals in California.
That's funny.
Welcome, Dragon. Welcome. Hi. I am so glad to see the A-team here now.
Hey, hi, A-team.
Thank you. Shannon's going over to Golden Corral to get corralled up. Yeah, big baby BP. Oh, I'm sick and tired of him talking about those Democrats that way. We're love people. We're love nests.
Can you feel the love tonight?
I can. I love Newsom, and I love that mayor that slashed the
budget,
the fire money by $17.5 billion. Kelly, you used to live out there. You must really like those liberal leaders, right?
Oh yes, I truly appreciate them.
They're the best. The best, Jerry. The best.
By the way,
by the way, I love Biden, and there's nothing wrong with him, says
her
BP.
name is Karen.
Literally Karen?
Yeah.
Nice.
Karen Bass. She's named after a fish.
And
not the Delta Snow.
I was going to say, and you know, they also saved a fish.
And the little bird.
And the fish you couldn't even eat. Let's get real.
Yeah.
It's a salamander.
It's a salamander fish.
It's important.
BP needed the cry room.
It's a grill.
Symbiotic, my lord. Symbiotic.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I know, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, it's just like a reverse oven, it's just a little heat.
Well, usually you throw things in there to either reheat or melt cheese, great for French onion soup. Yeah.
That wind's going to kick up big time. I can't wait to hear this speech by BP's president soon. He's probably pretty sad that, you know, old Biden's leaving office.
Unless my badge doesn't turn green when tomorrow morning.
Daryl Luby always used to say, give it 3 tries. Third try, I'm out. Okay, one more.
Oh my God, Trump just completely.
What did he do?
Oh my God, he posted a realistic lip read of him and Obama's conversation.
Oh, I've seen some of those. What does it say? Thank God this Biden's getting out of here finally.
So basically,
I love seeing those two cozying up.
oh, it's so funny. It's just.
Can you play it? Play it into the microphone.
All right, hold on.
Play it for BP. He's asking for it.
All right, hold on.
Brock, very nice to see you.
Can you hear it?
How you doing? A lot better than how I bet. Knew you'd win. Oh, really? Oh, come on. Anyone can beat her.
Kidding me? I was just as appalled. You know what happened? You just didn't want to leave.
I know.
This is what happened. I did what I could to help her. She was horrendous.
I know. You know what I realized? Hillary still hates me. So much. I know. She'll never forget me. We should meet to discuss
I think so, too. We can definitely set something up. Let me know whatever works best for you.
I was going to fly back to Florida tomorrow for the golf.
Okay.
What am I hearing?
Obama and Trump talking to each other.
Oh, what did they say?
Carter's funeral. This is
No,
it.
it's
They're playing it.
It's a little thing.
Is it a joke?
Someone actually... No, Hillary was recording it.
No.
Can we get that attorney woman on, that woman?
She is unavailable so far. She has not answered me back.
Who's BP?
Kim Lardassian. Oh, he's some jerk.
Some YouTubey.
Yeah. He was crying about me talking about the bad Democrats. Sick and tired of Mark crapping on anything Dems do or did.
10 seconds.
Let it freaking go, Major.
Right now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. No luck getting Brad O'Brien for that one condo problem that's just terrible, or Matt Stamford at Paragon Public Adjusters.
We had Brad O'Brien on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. You must have done that when I was taking that. Okay, so...
oh, yeah, that's right.
So what did he say about what she can do?
She needs to hire an attorney at this point. It's been 2.5 years. And the other problem that Dimitri was, telling us about is, there's mold and everything there now, but she hasn't mitigated any of her damages for 2.5 years. There's no way her insurance company's going to pay for that stuff.
Oh, man.
Well, I think that's why...
But she's got to hire an attorney, is the bottom line.
Yeah, and the way we left it is Brad agreed to have an initial consultation with her to kind of take a look at her case on paper and see if there's anything he can do to help. And we also discussed inviting Matt from Paragon Services to go over there to see if he can be of assistance.
Yeah, that's one thing we for sure want to do.
Farmers Insurance to at least pay for her personal property, which they haven't paid for. And maybe he can even figure out a way to finagle some settlement for the mold issue that's going on over there. But we'll see what Brad says after he meets with Kalea.
All right. 303-713-8255. Now, Rain is in a meeting, the attorney. We'll try to get to her after that. I want to take Kevin's comment real quick, then I'll go back to this age-old problem. What do you do when you have a truck, a car, and it's just out of service, and they just cannot get the part? Kevin, you want to give a shout out? Kevin, go ahead, sir.
Hey, Tom. About 18 months ago, I had a new driveway poured,
and the contractor didn't protect the first pour, the first half of the driveway, and it got severely rained on. And after a year or so, we had a lot of spalling and cracking that was occurring that shouldn't have been occurring. And so I had talked with, I think you and John Fuller in August of 24, and you had suggested I take him to small claims court. I talked with Bob at LEM. He gave me a great professional statement in terms of what likely caused the concrete spalling to occur and what the contractor should have done, but didn't do. And I used that all in a presentation at small claims court, and the judge agreed with everything, and he paid particular attention to the statement that Bob at LEM had provided. And I walked away with the full amount in small claims court.
Did he pay?
And I really appreciate. He did. The contractor paid right away, basically, and so
Wow.
that was due in large part to Bob's professional expert opinion that I was able to make use of during the small claims proceedings.
God, that's good to hear, man.
So that was a $7,500 plus fees.
I have the notes here.
So
now, hold
that
on.
was great.
And that was, did you call in August of 2024?
Yes.
Yeah. And what did Elite have to do? Were they on as an expert? No, we told you to call Elite, but then you ended up getting Bob on, right?
Yeah, actually, it's a little odd. Elite Concrete is the name of the contractor that did the work.
I'm
and they're
sorry.
The ones I sued.
It wasn't our Elite people. Got
so
it. Okay, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Okay, good.
Correct.
Phew, because we never had complaints about that guy either. Okay, so it was Bob we love Bob at LEM, and he provided.
He was great. And
go ahead. So
yeah, he was great, and we talked quite a bit. Never actually met in person yet. I want to bring him on for some work. We got some other work around the house.
So when you got the refund, what are you doing about the spalling?
Gave me pictures. So I have another company that's come in and is doing a different approach to essentially grinding down that existing surface, putting a new material overlay on it, and then going to put down some sort of epoxy type system with some grit into it to prevent slipping and stuff like that. And so far, that's looking pretty good. That repair.
I'm just surprised that contractor paid. That's good, man.
I despite the troubles we had, I would say that he was honorable in his approach to getting the problem fixed as far as paying the fine or the small claims court fine. So he was actually kind of worried about not getting that taken care of. He got taken care of right away. And so from that standpoint, he was good. He was a little surprised, I think, during the court itself, because I got the impression that he had a contract and he had a warranty that went for a year. I think he thought he was in the clear because it was after his warranty had expired. And I had told the judge that I had spoken with Elite prior to the expiration of the warranty, and still he maintained that the spalling was just normal wear and tear. And the judge obviously did not agree with that, given the lack of protection during the rainstorm on newly poured concrete.
Thank you. We appreciate it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we come up against this problem quite a bit, Mark. And the old ways aren't going to work. We used to say they have an opportunity to fix it. But we've had this more than once. Now Matt's the latest one to call the show with the issue. A part is needed on his vehicle. It's useless without it. And he is doing nothing but waiting for a part. What do you do? Now, Matt, before we get too involved in this, let's ask the obvious question. Did the dealer provide you or someone provide you any replacement vehicle for temporary at all?
No. not the dealership that I bought it from. Now, the GM dealer said they could possibly make the arrangement for a loaner vehicle through Enterprise if the vehicle is in my name, and it hasn't even done any of that paperwork yet as far as being in my name. Like
No,
it
but
still has
if
10 tags
it's
on
in
it.
your
They haven't
name,
sent the paperwork.
if it's in your name, you mean titled and all
They
that,
will.
which takes
They
30
will,
to
yes.
60 days or 45 to 60 days, then you could possibly get a replacement vehicle?
Yes, a loaner from Enterprise for like Chevy Malibu or something like that.
Why would they do that? Why would that
Why
dealer
would they
do
give
that?
me a loaner?
Yeah, that's because they're not even the one
They
that sold
probably
it.
get it. They probably get it paid for because it's under warranty by the manufacturer.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well, get that done pretty quickly, man. Get that done pretty quickly.
Hey Matt, this is Deputy D. I got a question for you. Did you get a chance to ask the selling dealer to just undo the deal?
Excuse me, say that again.
The dealer where you bought this truck, did you ask them if they want to just undo the deal, give you back your money, and then you'll find something else?
Well, that's the challenge is I can't get a hold of them.
What do you mean you can't get a hold? What do you mean? What do you
that
mean?
would be.
They got a whole dealership over there.
What do you mean you?
so they-
What do you mean you can't get a hold of them?
Well, he said he'd call me back on Friday, and he didn't. I followed up with him on Saturday and left a voicemail, and then I followed up with him today.
What do you want from them? We can assign a deputy to it, but what are you asking for? A refund or what?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to make the part.
Yeah, of course. In purchasing a vehicle, I kind of wanted to be reassured that it was a quality vehicle.
Well,
and
there's no
if they
reassurance.
replace the
Let's talk
part-
about now, man. Let's just talk about now. What do you want?
Okay. Some communication, I guess, but I liked the truck. I really did, but I don't want to buy a truck that's going to be broken. And my research says that all 20 to 22 GMCs that have that 10-speed in it are bad.
Well, Matt, how about
and
you
so that's
go
kind of
over-
why
I'm going to ask you again, bro, because you can only answer this. What
Yep.
do you want?
Yep.
What?
To undo the deal.
Okay, but you don't necessarily want another one. I get it. You want to undo the deal.
Yeah.
How about you go over there?
And that was the challenge. Is
Hey Matt,
and
how
ask
about,
him,
how about
yeah.
you go over there this
And that's my next
afternoon
stop.
and ask for the general manager and tell him what the issue is. The truck broke down the moment you drove away with it. Parts aren't available, and you'd like to undo the deal. Should be easy, especially since.
And tell them that we suggested it.
And then
Yeah,
give us a
that's
call
what
back
I'm
and-
going to do next.
Yeah, and then give us a call back and let us know. What did you say the name of the selling dealer is?
Clear Shift.
Yeah, head on over to Clear Shift.
And they've been pretty great. I
Well, no, they
believe he's
haven't
going to
been
work
because
with me.
they're
He
not
hasn't told
returning
me
your
flat out
calls.
no.
So just I think it's
Correct,
an easy. I
correct.
think it's an easy question to answer. Go over there, say, look, here's the deal, here's the keys. Can I have my check back? And let us know what he says.
Sounds good. I'll do that.
I mean, I would if I were you, but I mean, I can't.
Tom, did you
He's got nothing to lose by going over there.
did you see they arrested another dude for setting a fire, another arsonist in California? This comes just days after an illegal immigrant was detained for allegedly setting a fire in Calabasas. I think I'm pronouncing that right,
that's
near
right.
Beverly Hills.
That's right, Calabasas.
So another one 7 hours ago.
Hey, isn't that where they have the frog jumping competition?
There's like homeless and illegals running around lighting fires, according to these stories.
But what is their game? What's the reasoning?
Who the hell knows? They're crazy. I mean, what else would it be? They're mentally messed up.
So what are we going to do with Matt?
You know, Tom, pyromaniacs set fires just to set fires.
He's going to go talk to the dealer, see what they say, and if they're not going to do anything for him,
I'll give him a
Dimitri's
call.
going to, or
Yeah.
Doc or someone will get
Yeah,
involved.
Matt, can you give us a call back
Matt,
tomorrow
you-
and let us know, let Doc know, and all of us know what the dealer says about undoing this deal?
Yeah. Yeah, call us back,
Yes,
303-713-TALK.
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna
Needs
get
to
to the bottom
physically
of
go
that.
over there.
Folks, that's what we want to do. We want to solve problems. Francisco, you hang on. We'll come right back to you, okay, bro? RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now they have beautiful porcelain walls. I mean, these showers are beautiful, and they're at a great value. And they can be done in 2 or 3 days. And you can pay over 72 months with no interest. In today's world, that's incredible. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney that we talk to all the time as an expert. He can look at your case free of charge, free legal advice, free evaluation of that case, and what to do next. You should call him at the first sign of trouble. He is one of the few attorneys that you can actually talk to up front and talk to him personally. Just ask 303-597-4500. John Fuller, 597-4500. And then after he takes your case, you even get a cell phone number to stay in touch with him. And it's always on a contingency fee basis. So call him, 303-597-4500. The website is callfuller.com. Gravina's great windows, 50 lines of windows, hundreds of choices. Because in each line, you have different windows and you have financing available. You have also doors and you have siding. Gravina's does it all, and we deal with the original Gravina's, the one who started working with his dad in 72, branched off on his own in 82, and Gravina has the greatest windows and the greatest heritage, 950 West Evans. GravinaWindows.com, 303-472-8462, 472-8462. I'm trying to find a sub place other than Jimmy John's. So Jimmy John's won't deliver here, and you can't, and they won't do. Do you know they don't do DoorDash or anything at Jimmy John's? They don't do it, and they're the only ones that have the lettuce wrap option. So, does Subway have a lettuce wrap option? I've never been to Subway. I mean, they're not bad people, bad food. It's just that you can't do the bun. I don't see.
So, Mark, other than an ambassador not being present, what's the difference between an embassy and a consul?
Didn't you get hamburgers delivered by the country?
But you can't, unless you're a member. He's a member.
Oh, just living here doesn't count?
Everyone here's no. Everyone here knows this work can be tough. Often not very glamorous, but it makes us stronger. It makes the world a better place. And we simply couldn't do it without the extraordinary men and women that you have before us, as well as our remarkable partners in government, starting with the Great White House team, led by Jay Sullivan, my friends and colleagues from across the administration, Secretary of Defense, Samantha Power, USAID, Secretary of the Treasury, Commerce, and so on.
You and all your friends that don't have a job in 6 days.
They don't care.
So to all of my colleagues, thank you. Thank you for your friendship.
I'm glad I'm here to take this award. I'd like to thank Hillary.
He doesn't know where he is.
And I could have beaten Trump.
Oh, that was my favorite. And Kamala could have beat him, even though she fucking lost to him. How do you come out and say something that stupid? I can't wait never to hear Blinken again in my life. Him and Fauci, thank God Fauci's gone.
I want to hear the new director of ICE after his first sweep.
Kendall, you are so wrong. Even the fire chief is saying the mayor and the governor have done horrible.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
If they didn't have the homeless problem, if they weren't a sanctuary city, you might not have the bums running around lighting fires.
A good CPA?
Your mama.
Okay.
Hello, and thank you for this award.
Hey, can you come here a sec?
Larson, L-A-R-S-O-N, hyphen tax.
You have more integrity than almost anybody I know. Thank you for always sticking with me. Appreciate it. I'm grateful for his counsel and his friendship as well.
Larson tax.
Thank the members of my cabinet. The members of the Congress are here today, and to all our diplomats, development experts, service members, and intelligence professionals. Many of the achievements
L-A-R.
10 seconds.
Cal Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's continue. Francisco, you have a question about a DUI. What's going on, Francisco?
Hello, Tom.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Well, can I say something before? Can I say something?
You absolutely can. Yes,
before
sir. Yes, sir.
Another... Okay, I just want to say that I like Mark, but sometimes he's too intense for me. That's all I want to say.
You know what? Mark is sometimes too intense. But Mark is sometimes too intense for me, but there's never a moment I regretted having that intensity. Anyway. I don't know how to otherwise to put that. I think that came across right, but that's basically what I mean.
What was I want to know what was too intense today, though. What
No, he actually said something nice about you, Mark.
Francisco, what was too intense today?
I didn't use the word too intense. High intensity, I meant.
I'm talking to Francisco, though.
Yeah, it's fair to ask.
Okay, it's not just about.
But listen,
today.
man, you know what?
What's that?
Here's what I've come to grips with, and I'll let Francisco finish. I've really come to grips with this. No matter what I've done in life, and I swear to God, I'm not trying to be some philosopher. I used to try to really be all things to all people and please people in a way that pleased people, but you can't. So what I try to do is please myself and then help others. And then as long as the ultimate goal is helping others, if I stumble along the way, as long as people know that I have my eye on the prize of helping people, I think that all's forgiven in the long run. I get heated, I get intense, I get insulting sometimes, and I don't mean to. But in any case, Francisco, certainly.
Well, wait. I still want to know what he's referring to today, though.
I'm going to say that, Francisco. Certainly, you must have like some examples, maybe.
Is it the wildfire, the people getting arrested, the homeless bums running around lighting fires? Did that get to you?
No, it is not just today, Mark. It's other times as well. It's okay. I know you're mean
and Francisco, you're valid. I mean, you can have whatever opinion you want. Yeah, he was just
probing. Of course he can, but I'm just trying to figure out what he's even referring to. Like, am I being too intense right now?
Yes.
You know, in his defense, Mark gets. Let me just say something.
It's not when you elevate your voice. That's not the issue.
What is it? That's what I'm asking.
Well,
what is it?
You know what? Maybe he can't put his finger on it right now. How about that?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
Mark
I think
gets
sometimes you repeat yourself too much about the same issues.
Hey,
he's a Democrat. I get it now. I understand now.
Let me say something.
I'm being dead serious,
But stop
Tom.
marginalizing people who have disagreements or think things. He's not saying.
I'm not marginalizing. Now I understand where he sits.
Okay. What were you going to say, by the way, Doc? Quickly, please. Let's talk to him.
Mark gets intense and angry when people rip off helpless other people.
He's not talking about that.
He's not talking
about
that.
that. That's what he's talking about.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Hey, Francisco, how about you tell us how we can be of assistance with your DUI issue, and we're going to make sure that Mark is not the one helping you out on it.
We're just kidding. Go ahead, Francisco. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Anyway, so my son got a DUI last Saturday in Fort Collins. So my question is it better to use a lawyer all the time when you go through this?
Always.
You have to.
Always.
Always. Francisco, seriously, call Joe Lazzara. He'll give you a flat rate price for your son, or have your son call, but you'd be crazy, or he'd be crazy not to have an attorney, period.
Yeah, it's really too serious.
And what is the reason for that?
Well, I'll tell you a couple of reasons. First of all, there are two things going on. One is a criminal offense, and one is a DMV offense, motor vehicle. Both of them have to be handled separately, and both of them can have different outcomes. And both of them have different deadlines for filing different responses. And if you don't know what you're doing, the prosecutor's job is to dispose of these as quickly as possible with advantage to the state. It's just the system. Was it his first one, Francisco?
Oh yeah, he never had a ticket or anything.
Okay. Now, how intense was the intoxication? Intoxication, I mean.
So he refused the breathalyzer, and they took him to the.
Okay.
Well, he refused the breathalyzer, and they took him to do a blood test.
Okay.
They did the blood test.
Okay, he did not refuse the blood test.
And
then. Good.
I think.
There's actually some good news to that. The fact they forced him on that blood test, and I'll tell you what the good news is. If they didn't do the blood, or if they didn't do the breath, he would have lost his license for 1 year, first offense, period.
Yeah. So what did the blood test show?
Yeah.
What?
So it was 0.9.
As opposed, I forget what
it was.
I don't know the numbers either.
Is Joe Lazzara available right now?
0.08.
Is he available right now?
He's in a meeting.
We already tried him.
Okay. So here's what you do. You call him.
Does Joe Lazzara work in Fort Collins?
I think he does.
Pretty much anywhere.
I know.
I will say this.
Okay.
One thing Joe will do, listen carefully. He'll give you some free advice up front, no charge. He will listen to the case. And if he takes it, it's a flat rate. Okay?
You know, it says here, listen to this, Tom. I didn't know this.
Let me
it
give
says
the
a
number
blood
out
alcohol
first, Mark.
content.
Mark, let me just give out the number first. 303-429-6200. 429-6200. Go ahead, Mark.
I'm sure what he meant was 0.09, because if he was 0.9, the kid be dead.
Yeah.
But 0.09 is just kind of, I don't want to say barely over, but it's close. I mean, Joe might be able to really dig his teeth into something here. I don't know if you can argue on I just don't know, but it's well worth that phone call to him, man, even if I'm too intense.
Keep it up, Mark. You're very helpful. You help a lot of people. So
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Yeah, so listen, man,
right.
just please.
All right, guys, thank you.
Please don't try to do
I'll
it.
tell Joe.
Okay, man. Thank you.
He'll talk to you guys for free, too, man. In fact, ask him that question. You know what, Francisco? I think you should ask Joe and then report back to us. In this particular case, what's the benefit of using an attorney? Please help me out.
303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Over on the east end of town near DIA I-70 eastbound, we've got a crash on the off-ramp to southbound I-25. This one not really affecting traffic. You are going to see congestion on the interchange. I-70 eastbound otherwise flowing free, as well as I-225 north and southbound. I-25 north and southbound, we're showing highway speeds through town and otherwise a beautiful drive throughout the Denver Metro. I-270 east and westbound flowing free as well. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Donald Trump just days away from being president yet again. So if you want to know what's going on in his presidency, you need to download and listen to the Ben Ferguson Podcast every day. We will break down his agenda items, the executive orders. Download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now.
All right. You know what? When you talk about windows, Gravina's truly has the greatest windows. Not because they have one window or two windows. They have the greatest windows for you because they have 50 lines of windows. No one carries that many lines. So they try to steer you to one. Here's another thing. They also have many lines of siding, and they have doors. So Gravina's has been around since the early 70s, I believe, maybe even 60s. And then Nick Gravina started on his own in the 80s, and now, actually, not Nick, but Larry, and then Nick took over, his son. It's a great tradition. These are the Gravinas I deal with. 950 West Evans, the original ones. Now, I'm not throwing stones at any Gravinas, but these are the ones that have been on our referral list more than 20 years. GravinaWindows.com. 303-472-8462. 472-8462.
But they will 100% of the time get a warrant.
Yeah, well now, but I don't remember that 10 years ago even being a thing. But that's a Lazara question. But my other question is, if you refuse and they get a warrant for it, do you still lose your license for that 1 year through the DMV hearing? Tom, do you know the answer to that?
What is that, Mark?
So if they have to get a warrant for the blood test because you refuse, does that refusal?
Oh no, I don't know
even
that.
Though they
I don't know if it still counts as a refusal. I don't think he refused the blood test. He probably just didn't want to rely on it. Maybe.
No, they forced him. They most likely went to a judge, and the judge
you think so?
Made him do the blood test.
Oh, I don't know,
By the time he'd go to the
absolutely,
judge,
Tom, it's 100% that if you can't refuse a chemical test
in Colorado,
if there's a warrant, and 100% of the time they will get a warrant to draw your blood.
You would think by the time they got a warrant that alcohol would be out of your system.
No, it's like a judge on call or doctor on call.
Oh, doesn't it go away after 30 hours? The alcohol?
Yeah, there's a.
See, I think even though they got the blood test, he did have a. Refusal. God, I'd love to ask Joe that. Because there'd be no reason to refuse.
Yeah, Joe's not around though, right, Mark?
Except if he believes that time is going to decrease the amount of blood alcohol.
Well,
but
sure
still,
it will.
I mean, well,
you're right. Actually, it depends on how. Sometimes it increases it, then decreases it.
That'd be weird.
There have been defenses that Joe used. You can ask him about it, where he argued that at the scene it would have been less than when they finally got him tested.
Really?
Yeah.
Be less?
Yes, because
but
it
you
was,
can
it was
refuse.
building
You
up,
can
and
refuse a
then
breathalyzer.
what happens is it peaks and then goes down.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on the absorption from your stomach. There's some time lapse between intake and absorption. It's pretty quick, but he may have been able to argue that. But the other thing is, I would be curious to know if you do a .09 on blood, if the breath test would have been lower, because it's not as accurate.
Well, and then on a breath test, you can be drunk and pass a breath test, right?
No.
Really? So these kids that put I hate to say it, but like tampons dripped in tequila up their rectum I mean, would they pass a blood test even though they're drunk as hell?
No.
I don't understand what you just said. If you put something up your rectum, it gets absorbed into your blood.
Right.
So it's going to increase your blood alcohol level.
No, I'm saying, would you pass a breathalyzer, though?
I don't know.
Actually, I don't know
What'd
that
you say,
either.
Dragon?
That's weird.
So you do butt chugging and then you do a breathalyzer test, you're going to be fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You would be. If you got drunk through your ass, God, this conversation can't go any straighter. You'll pass a breath test.
Once it's absorbed, it's absorbed.
Yeah, but
they don't care where
do
it
you
comes
blow
from.
it, though? I'm not talking your
I'm
blood.
gonna explain
I'm
this to
talking
you.
your breath.
I'm going to
No, but
explain
the way
this
it
to
gets
you,
into
man.
the way it gets into your breath is through blood going through your lungs.
Yeah, but here's
So
what...
you're saying it would trigger it?
Of course it would.
I don't know. I know this.
Well, how do you think alcohol gets into your breath? It's not just what's absorbed in
Well,
your
you
mouth.
fucking take a shot of tequila, I can smell it across the room. I'm Googling it. Would getting drunk from a tampon. I can't. You know what? I can't believe I'm Googling this.
You know, that's a good question.
Oh,
Will getting
kids do it
drunk
big
through-
time.
They do? That's the craziest thing I've heard in my life.
Oh my God! It was a really big thing years ago.
And you get drunk by shoving this thing up your
Well,
ass?
I've never personally tried it, but
Oh,
yes.
you haven't tried. That's good. I'm glad.
So if you ever
Is that so they don't have to fit?
that, so now I understand why they're putting tampons in the male restrooms.
10 seconds.
Oh.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we've discovered that this being drunk and refusing or not refusing, basically, I don't know what happens if you refuse and they force you to do it through a court order. But are you sure that's what happened? Can they force you in a court order to do a blood test?
Absolutely.
You're sure of that?
I am 100% sure.
Almost every time, too.
So is that then, do you get the mandatory?
I would say that's a refusal because you're refusing until the court order. So does that mean, and the DMV hearings, all we're talking about here, does that mean you lose your license for that year?
I don't know, especially let's say the results came back and you were not intoxicated. Would you still lose your license? We got to ask Joe, is Joe just not around today at all? Is that the whole deal?
No, he's in a meeting. He said that he would probably be out in a couple hours.
So let's just talk to him and see what happens. Years and years ago, I was stopped once in my entire life for suspicion of drunk driving. I think it was because he said, sir, step out of the car. And then he said, can you stand on your one foot and do this and do that? And I was so nervous. This is what I said to him. And by the way, I truly had one margarita at my home that afternoon. So I was leaving the house and driving into Parker. And I was so nervous when he stopped me. This had to have been more than 30 years ago. I said to him, I can't even do this when I'm sober. I was laughing. And he said, sir, can you take a breathalyzer? I said, only on one condition. I really want you to call right now for the blood test. Please. And I will do both. So I did the breath test and he said, okay, we will call for the blood test. I waited for this van. I didn't have to go to the hospital. They did it with this big police thing. I thought, yeah, they did. I remember waiting for that big van. And yeah, it must, because I didn't go to a hospital. Anyway.
What did the breath test show, Tom?
That I was right at the tip, right underneath the tip. I was not intoxicated.
Wow, from one margarita?
Yeah. But okay,
Well,
hold on. But the blood test showed less, way less, because I think the proximity of the drink had something to do with the actual blood level. And so, and honest to God, I know a lot of people say I just had one drink, but I really did. I mean, I really, truly did. So they let me go. There was no incident, nothing, no recording of it ever. But I remember saying, I really want to know, because I swear to God, if one margarita is going to make me drunk, I have a problem. And so there was no incident. They were very kind, but I did the roadside, and I didn't fail the roadside. I mean, I was a little nervous, but I made that stupid comment. But that was the only time I've ever stopped. Were you ever stopped, Mark, for suspicion ever?
Yeah, I did. After the Scott Lacey deal, they were basically following me everywhere, man, for a period of time. The Scott Lacey deal was a Parker cop that lived 3 or 4 homes over that blew his brains out after I turned him in for selling silencers. And the whole police department in Parker at that point was very upset with me. Period. End of story.
So, okay.
And Tom, I will bet you that Lazara and any other lawyer you talk to will tell you never take the field sobriety test. It's totally subjective, and there's no way you're going to pass it unless you're cold, stone, sober, and blowing zeros.
Now, Doc, did you ever get stopped?
No, I've been stopped, but only 2 or 3 times I've been stopped coming home from the mountains. And when the officer said, license registration, and I said, here you go, officer, they never smell alcohol on my breath because I haven't had a drink since 1995.
And that's coming back from the casinos.
Right, come back from the casinos.
Oh, I didn't realize.
They
So
just
you never drink anyway, in other words.
No, but the point is that I was so happy they stopped me, because on that Canyon Road, you do not want drunk drivers. So as soon as they realized that you're not drunk, they didn't even check anything. They just said, okay, just drive carefully.
Okay. So, anyone else? Bo, you ever get stopped?
I got stopped on one of these deals. I don't think they do them anymore, where they would just block the whole on Wadsworth. They would pull everybody over.
Oh, no, they still do them for sure.
Okay, and then the officer asked me, my lawyer always told me, even if you had a drink, say no. So the officer came up and said, have you been drinking? And I just said no. And then it was just end of conversation. But even if you said I've had a drink of lemonade, they would probably get you out of the car. But I just don't think, I think that's unconstitutional, just pulling everybody over.
Well, they have to put up signs telling you that the point is coming up and give you a way to exit and decide not to go through it. That's the biggest thing.
But Mark,
what's the point of it then?
Because cars, they have chase cars that are stationed well ahead of that checkpoint.
Well,
if you pull over, they go illegally, follow you, and then they try to come up with some excuse to stop you.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree, but like you said, illegally.
Yeah, it's totally illegal, but they do that kind of stuff all the time. I got pulled over at or stopped at one of those checkpoints that Bo just described, and I wasn't drinking. I stopped, rolled down my window. This cop shoved his whole face through the window right up to me, and had this huge mustache. It looked like he was eating a squirrel. That mustache was so big. And he starts moving it around and sniffing like a vacuum cleaner. But I passed the sniff test, and they let me go.
That's why you should only roll your window down 2 or 3 inches so you can pass your license and registration through the window.
How about these people that smoke that dope in their car, though, man? You can smell that stuff like crazy.
I smell it at red lights all the time.
I smell it driving I-25 through Denver.
You can definitely smell marijuana for sure.
Do they have tests now, breath tests for dope?
No.
No, remember that's what I was talking about with my reaction test.
Yeah, I mean, people.
You guys ever see Johnny Fever getting drunk on WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
They had state patrol in there, and every time he'd take a shot, he'd have to hit the buzzer, and the more he drank, the faster he got.
I know, it's funny. It's funny. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. And as always, we invite your calls. And you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Of course, you can also call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
You know what drives me crazy, Mark? When you go play poker.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Over on the east end of town near DIA I-70 eastbound, we've got a crash on the off-ramp to southbound I-25. This one not really affecting traffic. You are going to see congestion on the interchange. I-70 eastbound otherwise flowing free, as well as I-225 north and southbound. I-25 north and southbound, we're showing highway speeds through town and otherwise a beautiful drive throughout the Denver Metro. I-270 east and westbound flowing free as well. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
Made in the Shade. You want some window coverings? Call Made in the Shade. Here's what they do. They come with a designer and somebody to measure, and they do it all to find out what you need and where you need it, what size, what it will cost. They try to hit your budget. It's really a simple process. If you decide to move forward after hitting a budget, they will order and then install with the best installers in the business. It's really a one-stop shop, and I never recommend you try it alone. In fact, please check these guys out first. denvershades.co. No matter what, you're going to be wise for it. denvershades.co. 720-458-6566. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. People I like working with. They get you ready for retirement. They help you through retirement. They look at all the elements of retirement, not just one or two. They try to give a complete picture for you in your retirement. They're happy to talk to you about what they do, how they do it, what it can save you, and what it will cost you. It's all out in the open. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, family owned and operated, and it's rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211.
Oh, the rooms are not smoking.
Okay. But you say people smoke and come in and
I don't know what they do if you smoke in a non-smoking room.
No, I mean when you're playing poker or in the casino.
Go outside.
How much time do I have?
It's out of the building.
They come in.
Thanks.
Yep.
But when we come back, what do we got? Like 30 seconds, maybe two?
Almost 4 minutes.
Holy moly.
I know.
Holy moly.
What are we going to do for 4 minutes?
What the hell? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I hate the odor of marijuana. Dimitri's right. You can smell it from the car next to you.
God, you can smell it just downtown. Outside, you can smell dope.
Hey, that's right, Mark. You could be drunk in your Tesla and not worry about it.
Yeah, how does that work? It drives itself. Could you be drunk? Yeah, you're not driving the car.
You'd still be, it doesn't matter. You'd still get a DUI for sure.
Even though you're not driving the car.
Yeah, because you're responsible for the car. 100%, man.
I thought Elon was.
No. In fact, they go out of their way to make sure you know that. When you go to full self-driving, I mean, basically you agree to all that.
Oh, there's something comes up on the screen?
Something, yeah, like a shitload.
Elon's driving this vehicle now.
I just updated mine, too. I'm dying to see the changes, but I took to Santa Fe today. Apparently, it's got a lot of new cool changes. We'll see. Somebody just set that price target on Tesla from $438 to $800 today. Hey, has anybody on YouTube ever bought anything from Temu? Have you guys ever bought from Temu?
I've heard of it.
T-E-M-U.
I know what they are. I haven't even bought anything from Amazon.
It's fucking dirt cheap shit, man.
Yeah, but is it cheap shit?
It's got to be cheap shit as it is. I mean, it's really cheap, man. Come on, I can't. I'm just trying to get to the damn site, and it wants to give me a fucking coupon and all this other bullshit. So here's a winter outdoor fleece line jacket. It looks like a nice jacket no matter what. $12.
That's on Temu.
T-E-M-U. No, this is all
My
brand
sister
new
probably
shit.
buys on that place.
I mean, it's really crazy looking at this shit. It really looks like good stuff. Men's camo insulated hiking boots. Waterproof, $9.
10 seconds.
The bus. Always drive the right way.
I listen to Dan Caplis.
With Dan Caplis. Afternoons at 4 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's see what's on your mind. And we've been talking about a lot of important stuff today. A lot. First of all, with qualified immunity or governmental immunity, I used to think no matter what, if they're in the performance of normal maintenance and repairs of a city, they're not liable for negligence. There's some differences there, and John Fuller sent me a bunch of stuff about it. First and foremost, let's take the operation of motor vehicles. If they're negligent in the operation of a motor vehicle, even if they're carrying out work of the city, they're not liable. However, there have been some cases where front-end loaders, road scrapers, snow plows, and other vehicles were not considered motor vehicles. Some cases have interpreted motor vehicles as cars and trucks. So that's one thing. The giant snow plows and road and grading equipment and bulldozers and stuff may not be considered motor vehicles in some cases. Then there's the matter of structure itself, meaning potholes or something falls over, something hits you. Now, in those cases, governmental immunity kicks in. It's not the operation of a motor vehicle. It's something that happened. If they have a regular schedule of maintenance, they're really not held accountable for each and everything that goes wrong when people have cars destroyed or hurt, sometimes even death, okay? In fact, there was a famous case where boulders fell off of a highway in Colorado, hit a bus and cars and killed people, and immunity would have kicked in. But because of the public outcry, they made special legislation to waive their immunity for that case. I remember that. So it's not simply they're not responsible for anything, but it depends on what it is when it comes to immunity of a government. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So what else is in the news? This is something I made a decision on. There has never been in the history of technology more hacking than ever. More hacking. So right now we have more hacking than ever. It's absolutely mind-boggling what is going on in cybersecurity. Some people are awakening to completely, they're penniless. Their money's been taken. In some cases, it shows that people even verified their code with cloned cell phones. It's terrible. So what's going on about that? I'm going to tell you the only solution I found, honest to God, and I'm doing it. I'm no longer putting it off. And I've read about it. I've ordered them. and I want to know what you think about it too. So whatever's on your mind, give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK.
Prescription products require
I just do. I'm going to come up anyway. But, yeah, Are you getting...
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. DenverRegen.com.
Oh, they started good.
Denver Regen, DenverRegen.com.
So, Mark, do you think we'll get to play a game today, or just get coached?
Oh, I'm sure we'll play a game. I can't imagine we wouldn't.
Okay, good.
In a million years.
All right, I'm ready.
I am too.
Well, I'll let them know that you are a big fan. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Bye.
What was that, Kelly?
That was Geraldine. I finally got a hold of her. She just needed Denver Regenerative's number.
That was it?
That was it.
Jeez Louise. All that. Why didn't she just ask that in the email, right? Crazy enough.
Would have helped expedite, but, it's fine. She doesn't have a computer, so she couldn't have gone on referral list anyway.
Got it. There's only 57,000 people in Greenland.
Are you thinking about moving?
No, not to Greenland.
Is that the place Trump wants to buy?
I don't think he wants to buy it.
They have a pretty cool shark there. The Greenland shark.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm watching this Billy Bob Thornton show on Showtime. It's really good.
Landman?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yes.
Man, is it good, Doc. I can't believe I discovered it.
What's it called?
Landman.
He's an oil guy. I bet it's pretty true.
Good sir.
Did you see Sunday's episode?
I'm so far back, I just saw the first episode ever, like Friday, Doc. I'm like 5 deep, maybe. How many seasons are there, do you know?
No.
I've always liked that Billy Bob, though.
I blame Doc.
Now there's only 10 episodes altogether.
Yeah, till the next season.
Let's see. Tyler, the son.
Where are the people that want to ban knives? Where's that group?
Looks like a
Because
there's another starship going out.
Not the person. So ban knives. Any knife that's over.
Oh, it's 2 days out.
That's an assault knife.
Now, tell me why anybody would be watching this damn thing 2 days before it blasts off. That's crazy. There's 467 people watching SpaceX Starship Flight 7 countdown, but the countdown is 2 days, 1 hour, 56 minutes.
They go on a picnic. It's warm weather. They have a picnic. They, camp out.
No, they're watching it on YouTube, Doc.
Oh.
2 days before the launch.
Just something to have up on the background.
God. I'll tell you what, it's cool as shit, though. I love them. Praise Elon. Hey, Tim, is it every Wednesday? I didn't realize that. Do they launch every Wednesday, or at least attempt to? Boy, a lot of people got comments on Temu on YouTube. Holy shit.
Yay or nay?
Most is nay.
Go figure. But if you're expecting cheap crap and you get cheap crap,
Yeah, who cares?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you're expecting.
It's like going to Market 8 in Cancun. I expect cheap crap. I buy cheap crap.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds.
NY keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help you come.
It's the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255 here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. That's what we love to do. And so all you have to do is call me and we will get right on the problem, question, complaint, and try to make things easier for you any way we can. So I'm going to bring in the studio, say hi to my peeps over there, and we're going to go right to the phones if you have calls. And now calls have been spotty today, but it's given us plenty of time to catch up on stuff and things that are on your mind. So 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, what does this mean? How are your recommendations today? Mark, did you put up that poll on YouTube? I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what you're talking about,
if you look
to be
at
quite
my
honest.
YouTube, never mind. Something came up, a questionnaire. Maybe it was from YouTube and not from us. But anyway, so welcome to the show, folks. Some of the things that I really want to recap. We're having a nationwide problem on this with some items, and I still don't have an answer. And we're going to try to get an answer. I don't know if our lemon law attorney is still off or in a meeting, but we have had a number of issues where people have had cars grounded. They can't use them, and they're under warranty. The dealer acknowledges, the manufacturer acknowledges, but they can't find the parts. They're on national back order. So what happens? I mean, certainly this is happening all over the country. Certainly there has to be some kind of a remedy. Do you think the manufacturer should pay for replacement vehicles? I think in a way, yeah. In a way, I think they should. What if you have to have a vehicle in a shop and you can't drive it? Now, some of them you can drive, but we've had cases where some people can drive, but they don't want to. They say, you can't trust it. I had this one woman from next door who contacted us and says, sure, Tom, technically I can drive, but sometimes I get stuck, and I forget what the issue was on that one. And I told her, as long as they're giving you a replacement vehicle, and with her they were giving her a replacement vehicle. I said, as long as they're doing that, you can, I think you can give them a break. Yeah, it's not the vehicle you bought, but think about this. The vehicle you bought is not being used. You're not putting miles on it. You're not putting an age on it. So it is helping a bit. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. But what would you do personally? Mark, what would you do personally if you had one of your vehicles, one of your nice vehicles, and you couldn't drive it? You literally couldn't drive it due to a national back order.
Well, I mean, I'd have to drive something else. That's pretty simple.
I know,
so I
but
drive
what would
something
you do
else.
As far as taking action,
I'd give them hell, man. I mean, you really can't blame the dealers. So I would be bugging the manufacturer constantly. I'd be on the airwaves like this every day, talking about it. I mean, that's what I'd be doing. What else can you do, though?
I know. I mean, and I think a replacement vehicle, to me, is apropos. If they do a replacement vehicle, I'd be satisfied. I don't think I'd be satisfied the other way around. If it just sat there and I was renting, I mean, I would not put up with it. I would absolutely, positively not put up with it. So,
well, and they should, if they give you a loaner vehicle, like you said, I mean, that's one thing. That guy couldn't get a loaner vehicle because the damn vehicle broke down the day. So I want to go back and rephrase the question you asked me, or reframe it. If I was that guy and I bought a used vehicle that was under manufacturer's warranty and got one block from the dealership I bought it from and it broke down and now I couldn't drive it, I would make everybody's life miserable at that dealership.
I see what you're saying. Right. Because you would feel like, hey, this whole thing sucks. I mean, what now? Do you think a dealer would?
I would park the car. I would park the car outside the dealership with all sorts of signs on it, so that everybody who's going into that dealership saw what was going on. I agree with Mark. That's what I would do.
But would you? This is an odd one again. Would you feel like the dealer themselves, the dealer are the ones that owe that to you, the dealer? How would you that?
If I bought a vehicle from a dealership and literally as I'm leaving the parking lot, it breaks, yeah, I think so.
Well, and really, Mark, does it matter if it breaks when you're leaving or if it breaks, I mean, that part, does that matter? I mean, I guess
if it breaks a month later, I think of course, that's a huge difference. Like, literally, this guy claims he left and it broke the second he left.
So, okay.
You don't find that different than if he had it a couple months?
Of course, yes. But still, I'd be pissed off. I mean, let's face it, I mean, I'd be pissed off if I couldn't drive it, and it would piss me off.
Yeah, but a couple months later, you could always argue that, the dealer could have never have known that was going to happen. They never would have, never have seen the issue. I mean, there's an argument to be said. But when it breaks literally the second you drive off, I'd be thinking, now, wait a minute. How would they possibly not know there was an issue here?
Is there any way to put pressure on the dealership to force like a bunch of dealerships get together and force the manufacturer to pay for a replacement car?
Well, I think they should under the GMC warranty. The problem with this guy is he didn't register the vehicle yet because he was just leaving. So they can't even get him a free loaner car until he does that.
Right, but they're going to.
They should be, yes. They'll probably just rent them one, and then the manufacturer pays for it or reimburses.
One guy, by the way, speaking of our topics today, one was recirculating hot water loops. Now, there are some of them you can get on Amazon that you can install yourself. Now, I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, but it involves obviously shutting off the water, installing a pump, and then a crossover fitting so it can go from the hot water up, over, down, back, the cold water return until you need it. Then it disengages. It's all automatic. But what I'm getting at is this, is that they say that they have one in their house that has multi-rooms, and you can actually use Alexis to turn on and off. So if you have a bedroom that's remote and you have guests coming over and they're going to be using hot water that night and for a week, you can say, Alexis, turn on the hot water loop for bedroom number 4 or whatever. So there are so many solutions that you should just look for. But hot water loops are cost effective. They actually waste less water. And in the long run, they're not bad. So that's on that topic. That was texted to me. Another one wants to know, with Wave 8 Wealth Management, when I talk about customizing portfolios, do we lose out on volume trading with portfolios if each one is traded separately? That's a good topic. Let me explain this in general. If you picture a number of portfolios, just picture them as a square of a folder, of an envelope or whatever, or a bushel, a basket, whatever. So everyone has their basket of portfolio, right? With all of the things that match their horizon and their risk and their abilities, all of that, whether it's income through bonds, or whether it's a preferred stock or just equity growth. Okay, so now you got these buckets, and everybody's bucket's a little different. But then let's say we identify a trade that is advantageous. Well, obviously, if there's a trade that's advantageous, like we want to dump this stock now or buy more of it, we wouldn't do that 25 times. So we have software that goes out to all of the bushels that have that software, and we do it as one unified trade. So even though it's customized to you, if you don't have that stock, you're not affected. If you do, and this guy has it, and this guy has it, and this guy has it, and this gal has it, and this gal has it, then we do that volume trade. So yes, we take advantage of scale by going in. We have sleeves that go into each bucket, if that makes sense. So we can do the volume trades, but let's just say only one client has that stock. That would very seldom happen. But if it was, then that one client I would trade with that client in order to get volume. But here's the point. Most of the time, there are some stocks common to everyone, some are not, but we always find enough to try to do volume trading when we can. So I hope that answers the question. Yes, they are customized, but there are still things in common to many different ones. That's wave8capital.com with the number 8. Okay, so now the next text. Regarding Mark being too intense, I think what the guy meant to say, this is Google Voice, by the way. I think what the guy meant to say was that he overemphasizes when something pisses him off or when he likes something, and that's pretty natural to me. And that's what that person wanted to. By the way,
that's not what that guy meant, though.
Okay, well, what do you think the guy meant, Mark?
Well, no, we asked him that. No, it's purely because he doesn't like my policies. When I started talking about, the illegal bums running around in Los Angeles with blowtorches lighting fires, he thinks I go way over to the top on stuff like that. That's what he was saying. No doubt about
it. Okay. Now, why do you think people are setting fires? What would be somebody's goal for that?
Because they're insane.
Okay. And sometimes that's all there is to it. I mean, there's no.
There
other
it is. I mean, my goodness, if you're homeless, you already have mental issues.
Tom, it's pyromania.
Yeah, they're
there's a
arsonists.
defined symptom where people light fires because they're pyromaniacs.
Yeah, then they run home and turn the TV on and see if they
Right.
burn down a town.
Exactly.
But when you have a city that allows homelessness everywhere and they won't do anything about it, I mean, simply have had years and years and thrown billions upon billions and nothing changes, very much like Denver here, and you have a city very much like Denver that allows, or let's just call it a sanctuary city where anybody can come and do anything. I mean, what do you expect to happen? Honest to God, what do you expect?
Well said. Really. 303.
But that's intense. That's intense.
Give us a call, folks. You know, people are more and more passionate than ever these days. But I do want to always bring us back to the common condition, no matter what. We don't want to be lied to, ripped off, cheated, and we are here to help. I think this show, above all, transcends all that. It really does.
Hey, right before we take a break and think about this, and people that go to YouTube and then type in Troubleshooter Network, they can see live. I just put a poll up. Do you think the mayor, Tom, and the governor of California hold, responsibility for these fires, whether it's the hydrants that are, empty or not working? I'm not sure what's going on with them, or any part of it. Do you think they personally should have responsibility? Now, I'm not talking a legal responsibility because of governmental immunity, but I'm talking really, do you think it's their fault that this is happening?
I think a big part of it is their fault, for absolutely positively sure. A big part of it is.
Me too.
A big part of it, yeah. I don't think you can.
And also for who they hire, all three people in the fire department, upper ups, are all DEI hires.
Yeah, but the one uppity up in the fire department, I think she's great. She came out and criticized the mayor, said this is crazy. You slashed our budget months ago by $17.5 million. I've told you I needed another 150 guys or whatever it was, and they didn't do anything. I just get so upset about it, Tom. And then to sit here and watch Colorado basically going through the same thing because of these people that we have here. But you know what? It's funny. I think Polis is actually...
Break when you can, buddy.
I really do. And Kaufman in Aurora, I can't believe it, but he's actually a little mad that the mayor of Denver was sending all the illegals over to Aurora. So, I mean, it's like, I think people's eyes are starting to open.
Yeah. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
And you know who else has you covered? 888heating.com. I love Garrett and his team. You know, I endorse a few HVAC companies because they all have their benefits. They're all good people, all of them. And 888heating.com does the deep clean for $45. And they are really helping to upgrade people to high efficiency systems if you need a replacement. Not if you don't need it, but if you need one, you can. And sometimes needing one means you just want to save energy. You know what? They can save you 30 to 40% a month on energy bills through their high efficiency systems that they say they can install cheaper and better than anyone. And they ask you to put them to the test. 888heating.com. And that number is 303-770-2776. What do I love about Homevestors? You've heard that we buy ugly houses. You've also heard people say, you will write you a check for your house. You may wonder, who's the best? I have an idea. It takes you frickin' 3 minutes to make a phone call. So just call Homevestors. They're one I've been endorsing for years. 800-44-BUYER. It's that easy. Hey, if you don't like the offer, don't take it. You have nothing to lose. 800-44-BUYER. No closings. I mean, you don't have to wait for a closing. You don't have to wait for financing. You don't have to do home inspections. 800-44-BUYER.
Man, I am. Kelly, I don't know if you heard that, but the leak detector guy would be great to get on.
About?
Brian Clark. I assume Brian Clark.
And he's from where?
The leak detector. He sprayed that condo lady's roof and was the one saying water's coming in. But really, I'm reading his email. Here's what he's saying. I don't even understand how this is possible, to be quite honest. I mean, unless if he was up there spraying water forever. But he's basically saying he went up, sprayed water on the roof. I'm going to read it verbatim. Hold on. I was at Mrs. Quall's residence on January 6th and ran water on the roof to see if it was leaking. After an hour, I saw water developing on the concrete walls in her unit.
Hmm.
Hey, Bo. Bo.
Yes.
No,
We're learning to play pickleball today, Thomas.
Oh, cool.
Would you come in Wednesday and I'll come in Thursday?
There's actually people that on YouTube, now not many, we're talking 6%,
Okay, no problem.
think that the governor and mayor have no responsibility for the fire's damage.
Because you and I are scheduled to come in.
It's amazing to me.
They're gonna deliver something to my house, but they're gonna give me a half-hour notice, so I can always. It's fine.
Company down from Wyoming picking up some old guns that we're getting rid of.
I just can't imagine losing your entire house, man.
And the stress of what are you going to do to build?
I wonder if they were able to save some of their papers. If like had like a safe or a fireproof box to keep important stuff in.
They probably had time to, get their photo albums and pictures.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
I heard that the authorities were getting pissed off at the people that were taking their garden hose and trying to wet their house down. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
No.
They took what?
That they were bitching at the
sure. What's your name?
Homeowners that were taking their garden hose out and
All right.
flooding the house.
Hang on for me.
Wow.
They said they needed the water pressure for the hydrants.
I 10 seconds.
Al Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Let's go to the phones and see what we can do for you folks, as we do with everything. And we have John who wants to comment on Mark. Okay, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
How did this start happening?
I don't know.
Hey,
who,
good
who
afternoon,
cares?
Tom.
It's
I've
all
listened
it's
to you
all
for
in
a
good
long,
fun.
long time.
Hey, John, thank you. What's happening, man?
Hey, Tom, so 2 weeks ago, some guy called in. He bought a used truck, and it didn't have no caps on it. And then the guy from the dealership called and said he would give him $500 because it was didn't have to worry about it for a few years. But the thing is, anything that has a cat or like an air pump or anything like that on it, when you go do your missions, that has to be.
This is the moron. It's not someone
Mark,
called. It was this guy called.
Don't call him a moron. Morons are honored.
No, it's literally him, though.
What do you mean?
It's the guy.
No, it wasn't me.
What do you
It was
mean,
not
Mark?
me,
What do you mean it's the guy? Explain to me.
It's the guy that called. So this guy called, and by the way, I ended up sending his threatening emails to the cops, but that's a different story. So this guy calls up, Tom. He buys a used vehicle, okay?
Yes.
As is. 2 months later, check engine light comes on. It turns out it needs cats. Follow me so far?
Yes.
He thinks the dealership that sold him the used car should have to pay for the cats because they sold him a truck where the cats went bad 2 months later. I told him he's absolutely nuts. It's been 2 months. So we went into the voucher stuff. He never received the voucher because the vehicle was actually still under exemption. So it had a 5-year or 7-year exemption sticker. It just had a ton of miles on it. It had like 150, 200,000 miles. So I got the dealership to come on the air. They agreed to give the guy $500. I was shocked they'd actually do it. But the guy called back and said, I'm 100% wrong. This is after he loved what I did and took the $500. But he goes, in the state of Colorado, you 100% have to sell a vehicle with working cats. And I said, no, that's absolutely not true. It was out of warranty and it was exempt, so they didn't even have to give him the emission sticker. Then 2 months later, it needs
hold
cats.
on, Mark. Let's
this is
clarify
not the
that.
dealership's
Mark,
problem.
Just clarify the one item. It does have to have cats on it visually. Go ahead. Keep going.
It had cats on it, yes.
Right. Okay. So
yeah, it had cats on it. He kept saying, in fact, the dumbass, the caller, I'm not talking about this guy, although I think it's him, but he kept saying it had no cats. Yes, it did visually have cats. They were there. They went bad 2 months later.
So tell me, caller, what is your issue? Did you have an issue with what Mark said?
You know, I kind of did, and it's not me. And if that guy made threatening emails or something, that's not good. So the way I understood it, the guy called in, and he did buy it as a used vehicle. But even as a used vehicle, it's supposed to have the cats on it, is my understanding.
It had cats.
It had cats on it, bro. It had cats on it.
I literally asked him in the last call. I said, are you telling me? I said, hold on, man. Are you literally telling me someone cut the cats off and they sold it with no cats? Because if you're saying that, we've got a big problem. He goes, no, they were there, but they weren't working.
Okay. I apologize. My bad, man. You guys do great work. But
you don't have to apologize by any means. The guy was an absolute moron. I got him $500, and not only that, I told him where to go to get the cats replaced for less than $1,500. Plus, he had $500 from the dealership I got him, so it would have cost him $1,000.
Yep, I know you guys say about Wyoming, and you guys do a great job. I appreciate it. I just I apologize again. I misunderstood. I thought the cats weren't on it. So
no,
great job, guys. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize.
And
man.
thank
I
you
just
for
get,
calling.
what's the word I get?
Thank
worked
you.
up? No, not worked up. What is it? Intense.
Intense. And again,
Thank you.
And again, I would love.
Can you imagine poor Suzanne living with my intensity?
Well, that's a whole different story.
Tell me we don't offset each other very well.
I do not want to get into. Oh, she can be intense.
Oh, you're damn right she can.
Yeah. At the right times for the right reasons.
You can be very intense.
Never. My God. I have no idea what he's talking about. Listen, I'm still told that our lemon law attorney is in a meeting and Joe Lazare is in a meeting. These are important things. We'll even follow them up tomorrow because these are important topics. Then we got to get to the bottom of this condo thing with, that is just horrendous. And of course,
she needs an attorney.
Yeah, Dee's been working on that one. Let's give the name of that complex out, Dee. I mean, I want to give the name out. And let me look up her call again. What's the name of the call? Kalia. That's right. It was Kalia. K. Oh, there you go. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. KAHLEA.
Yeah, we got it. KAH. Okay. So what happened? Let's just recap because it's really disgusting.
Sure. Well, 2.5 years ago, her condo, which she bought 8 years ago, sprang a huge leak. She has a video of water just pouring out of the walls. And she notified the HOA and her insurance company. And this was following a period of very heavy August rains. And so the insurance company gutted the entire condo. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. It is nothing but a concrete box. Walls, floor, and ceiling are concrete, and studs where the walls used to be. And the HOA, and they stand ready to rebuild her condo, to put it back the way it was. Unfortunately, the HOA claims that the roof isn't leaking, and that's in conflict with the 2 leak detectives that Kalia had hired. And they were there when I was there, and they have photos. One of them showed me photos of holes in the flat roof membrane. And so to follow up a little bit further, I'd say about a week and a half ago, one of her leak detectors went back, got on the roof with a hose, turned on the water, and as a result, he observed water infiltrating her unit. However, the HOA hasn't fixed, according to Kalia, they haven't, not only did they not fix the roof, but they also claim that the roof isn't leaking at all, which is in conflict with what the leak detector described from just a few days ago. So that's where it stands. It's an impasse, and she's been powerless to do anything, and she doesn't have, she can't live in her place.
It's KAHLEA, right?
Her name, it's KAHLEA.
Got it. I just want to make sure for future reference. Yeah. So basically then, you visited the HOA. And what's really crazy is they're not doing anything. Her insurance isn't doing anything. She has lost. Is she making her mortgage payments? What's going on?
She's making her mortgage payments. She's making the rent payments on her temporary apartment where she's been staying. And now she's working 3 jobs. Her primary job is a school teacher. Now she took on 2 more jobs, and she's fallen behind on her HOA dues. To add insult to injury, like serious injury, they are now sending her delinquency notifications on her HOA dues. So this might even turn into a lien, and then a perfected lien, and then a foreclosure.
So she still has access to her apartment if we want to go over there?
Oh, yeah.
When you went over there, could you see water?
I didn't see water because it hadn't rained in a while, but I felt it like the whole place. You walk in,
is it all under concrete walls?
What was the question?
You said they were studs. What's behind concrete?
Oh, yes. So the exterior walls have been stripped down to nothing but concrete.
Break when you can, buddy.
So is it like a walkout basement where there's a door? I mean, or is it all underground?
It's a ground floor unit.
Well, it's a ground floor unit, but when you say concrete, what do you mean? Because usually behind a wall is not concrete.
In this case, it's all concrete.
Her walls are all concrete.
Yeah, all 4 walls. It's her unit is like a rectangle.
Yeah,
and all 4 walls are concrete.
So and there's windows in them, right?
Oh yeah, there are windows in there.
At regular windows or high windows?
Regular windows, like
okay,
high.
All right, wow.
And so they stripped everything. The ceiling is gone.
It's all gutted.
It's beyond gutted. It's a concrete box. So when I say there are studs, I'm talking about the studs
where the
interior walls used to be. They took those apart too. All you have is the studs. All the drywall is gone.
What's above her?
The above her is a second floor unit, which is also constantly getting flooded. It's constantly wet.
Does the water come from the middle or from the walls or from the ground?
We got a break, Tom.
Okay.
I have no idea.
We got more coming. We have more coming up right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Out west into the high country, I-70 westbound, we've got a crash blocking two right lanes through the Eisenhower Memorial Tunnel, seeing about a 45-minute delay. The tunnel was closed. Looks like things are reopening, but we are still seeing stopped-up traffic back from Herman Gulch Road. Into the metro area, I-25 north and southbound, showing no complaints out there for drivers this afternoon. Back to I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Donald Trump just days away from being president yet again. So if you want to know what's going on in his presidency, you need to download and listen to the Ben Ferguson Podcast every day. We will break down his agenda items, the executive orders. Download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now.
All right, so when we're talking about investing, one thing people like doing are rentals. There's a way to become a landlord, buy a rental in a promising market with upside potential, great rent returns, have it all managed for you. Where to buy, when to buy, how to buy, when to sell, and even a management company for day-to-day operations. And it's all done through VesteraTurnkey.com. If you want to be part of this program, check it out. VesteraTurnkey.com. 30 to 80% returns in some cases. 303-888-3788. MyBiggestReturn.com.
Workers across.
Okay.
I can't believe that homeless guy lived, Tom. I mean, can you imagine in the middle of all these fires, a bunch of neighbors look out and some guy's trying to set your neighborhood on fire with a blowtorch?
It's all yours, buddy.
How the guy's alive is amazing to me.
You got it. Thank you.
But he was arrested. But knowing L.A., here's probably what went down. They probably, no reconnaissance, so they basically probably cut him out and gave him his blowtorch back. All within a couple hours, I'm sure.
What do you think about this idea of buying Greenland? You think it's just
I love it.
Yeah. But Denmark doesn't want to sell it.
I think they'll sell it. 25% tariff, anything's up for sale.
We don't import anything from Denmark except Danes.
Well, we don't like, and Danishes. Great Danes and Danishes, Doc.
So you know what drives me crazy, Mark, on these Facebook posts and everything? They won't say killed anymore. They say unlived.
Unlived?
What?
They won't say that so-and-so killed something. They say he unlived him.
I have never heard that, Doc.
Oh,
They
you're full of
unlived him.
shit.
I will show you the next time it comes.
What a pussy way to say it. Unlived.
Your Honor, I unlived him.
I have not heard that either.
Unhomed, unlived.
It's unlived. They won't say killed because it could trigger somebody.
Unfired.
It could trigger Saab 303.
I thought you blocked him.
These pansy-ass
No,
college
why would I
students.
block? Kelly, there's things I do block people for, but those are generally nothing to do with politics or anything like that. I did not block Saab Guy, no. I love when people come on spouting their liberal bullshit. Especially when they're not realizing where they are. That's the funny part. I had one guy tell me, I bet half your audience is liberal. No way.
No.
I would say 70-30 at absolute best.
70 liberal?
No, God, no. Conservative. Just the nature of talk radio.
Yeah, that's true, Mark.
You remember when Clear Channel tried to do that progressive talk station?
I was at Randy Rhodes.
that died in under a year?
Yeah, Randy Rhodes. Who else was on there?
What are you talking about?
That's the one I remember.
Randy Rhodes?
Randy Rhodes was a liberal talk show host from, what did they call that experiment? It had a name.
Yeah, Denver's
Air
Progressive
America.
Talk.
Yeah.
Air America.
Air America.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked it even lasted a year.
It didn't last.
It didn't last a year.
Year.
I don't think it did.
No.
How about Zuckerberg, man? Wow.
Red pilled.
Wow. I don't forgive him, though. I think it was bullshit. He blocked all that stuff. He didn't have to do it.
But when you want to curry favor with the White House,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
he's just currying favor with the White House again.
And that's all he's doing now.
Yeah.
He wants to make money.
Yep.
That's how he's going to make money.
Yep, I agree 100%.
He's just going with the political wins.
Yep.
And you should.
100%.
As a businessman, yeah, hell yeah, you should.
Randy Rhoads was a guitarist for Ozzy. Different Randy Rhoads, not the dead one. I promise you it's not the dead Randy Rhoads. Now that I would tune in to listen to.
We're not using the word dead anymore.
Unalive.
Unalive. Unlived.
Unsexed.
Unsexed.
10 seconds.
Weird.
Hurt in a car crash? Get John Fuller on your side. Call Fuller.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, I really was shocked, truly, at the interview with Zuckerberg and Joe Rogan and his other revelations. He's really pissed off at how he was pressured at Facebook under the Biden administration. He said the Biden administration would actually call them up and threaten them if they didn't take stuff down about COVID that was accurate about the vaccination or about Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, why aren't people making a big deal about that? I mean, this is all coming out now. Plus, when Twitter took over, when Musk took over Twitter, converted it to X, all of those internal documents said the same thing. This is a government suppressing free speech. Think about that. I mean, that should make people frightened. Instead, what they start
should scare
doing,
the hell out of people.
What they're doing instead is predicting we're going to have a dictator and no freedoms under Trump. Just the very opposite. I mean, that's what's amazing to me. I mean, it's just time to say it like it is, folks. There is a certain faction of this population that crave, I've said it before, they crave, not just desire, they crave government control. They crave it. They crave a shutdown of open expression. And they hope and pray for control on the masses because they want to control the narrative. That's just what it is. This is not a political talk show, but for God's sakes, it's consumer advocacy. And if I don't speak out, I'm a phony. We must never let this happen again. The government should not control our thoughts, should not control our morals, should not control our opinions, even if we want to hold inaccurate opinions. And I'm going to say something else. Even if we want to have hateful thoughts. That's right. You see, a constitutional attorney once told me that wars were not fought to protect chocolate chip recipes.
Yeah, that's right.
Think about that. I don't like hateful speech. I don't like any of that. Come on, you know I don't. But I don't want the government to suppress anything. We should have the knowledge, know-how, and power to suppress it for ourselves or our family. Were you going to say
Tom,
something?
who was it that said the only cure for censoring speech is more free speech?
Was it Franklin? Benjamin Franklin? I don't know who was.
I don't know, but it was.
It wasn't rhetorical.
I mean,
hey, did you see 16th Street Mall over the weekend?
No, what happened?
You really didn't know? Some guy, I'm shocked you didn't see this,
Go
man.
ahead. Go ahead. What's going on, guys? I mean,
flight attendant on layover killed in random stabbing on Denver 16th Street Mall. Another one dead. So 2 dead, and I believe 1 in bad shape. He just was indiscriminately stabbing people at the 16th Street Mall over the weekend.
Oh, wait, on 2 separate days. So on Saturday...
Was it 2 days?
Yeah.
Was it
on
at night, Mark, or during the day?
It was in the afternoon, and on Saturday he stabbed 3 people, one of whom died. And
Unbelievable.
Then he came back yesterday. He came back yesterday and murdered another person at 16th and Market. And
This
he
is
got
the
caught
wonderful
this morning.
16th Street Mall. This is our 16th Mall here in Denver.
Did they catch him?
Yeah, they caught
They
him.
did,
It's a
and listen to this,
24-year-old
Doc.
D-bag. And I read his criminal record this morning.
Oh, my God. He's been arrested by every county and every municipality around.
Yeah, and in the meantime, while he's murdering...
Right now,
he's on 100...
Tom, he was out on $100. Just make sure everybody out there, thank your mayor. Thank Mayor Johnston for this and all the great people in Denver and in the governor's office, because he was out for some kind of domestic violence or some sort, like on $100 bond.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. And he murdered how many people?
2. 2 are wounded, 2 are murdered over 2 days. 2 separate days.
He was first arrested, this is going back in history, Westminster, then arrested in Denver, then arrested by Adams County, then arrested in Denver again, and it looks like he was out, where's his $100? It looks like he was out on a $100 bond for a sexual contact, no consent charge.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell that means. It sounds like rape.
Yeah, that
but
sounds like attempted rape to me.
It's unbelievable. He killed 2 innocent people. So now, if you go downtown Denver, listen, I don't care what the Mayor Johnson says. You go down there, you might get killed by somebody that's been released numerous times.
So the question is, folks, do you like on your strawberries sugar,
chocolate sauce,
do you like
or caramel?
Sugar of color or white sugar? That's what I want to know. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, the pendulum is certainly swinging back and forth. You know, I don't think it's ever good. It goes too far one way or the other. But, I mean, I think, are we in a bubble, or are people rejecting? Are they speaking? We're the woke spoke to. Do you think it's a rejection of wokeism or the government, the economy? What really is going on? I don't think there is a surge of hatred. I don't really believe that. But all the doom and gloom, and Mark always says to me, Tom, what do you mean all the, what are you reading? What are you doing? Because I really do tend to skew when I read stuff on stuff I don't agree with, because that's where I learn the most of what people are thinking, not people that just cheer on what I already believe. So I always look for, the other thoughts. Anyway, we got to take a break, and I do want to tell you about a great company. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. They'll come out in a moment. Well, make an appointment. 24/7 is what I mean. If you can't get your door closed, can't get it open, have a broken spring, any garage door issue, all their prices on their website. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, they're a great company. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So garage is not in the website. It's OneClearChoiceDoors.com. 720-370-3987.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Out west into the high country, I-70 westbound, still dealing with a crash blocking 2 right lanes between the Eisenhower Memorial Tunnel and Silverthorne, seeing stop-and-go traffic back from Herman Gulch Road. Things are improving, still seeing about a 16-minute delay. Into the Denver Metro, pretty easy driving for the afternoon. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds. That trend continues up north to the Fort Collins area and down south to Colorado Springs as well. Once again, back to town and I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
All right. I love talking about things near and dear to my heart. Sheridan Auto Tech's one of them. Uncle Kevin Calkin will take such good care of you. If you have an issue with your car, whether it be minor, major, regular maintenance, or something odd that happened, even regular factory maintenance, or you have an electrical issue, call Kevin at Sheridan Auto Tech. Let them give you an honest assessment of what's going on and take care of it. You will love them, and it's well worth the drive from anywhere. On Colfax, west of Wadsworth. It's where I bring my car now, not to the dealer. 303-455-7242. 303-455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
Prescriptions.
Boy, downtown Denver's gone to hell.
All right, show's over.
Later.
It is over, guys?
Hey, Mark?
Yep, we're coming back to no music. Later, Gator.
Not even music, guys?
Not even music.
Later, Gator.
Okay, YouTube morons. I ran out of time, man. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say goodbye to you, okay?
Mager.
Let me just get back to my main cam here.
I meant to ask you.
See you guys.
Yeah, it's Germany.
By the way, I'm looking to improve my the streams in the helicopter with an adapter so you can hear everything.
When they were looking at my
So stay tuned for that. And then I'm not going to stream a lot of the dead spaces in between. I'm working on it, okay? Look, I got this studio down pat, right? So I'll see you guys.